Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers Live. It is Monday afternoon again. We blasted through the cold week, froze to death. Now we're outside in swimsuits and we are back here. So thank you, Kip, for being here since yesterday. I saw that Ivona is first today. I appreciate that. Cynthia in Pennsylvania, what's going on out there today? Boy, Trucker Hershey is out there. What's happening? Daniel, I appreciate that very much. Thanks a lot. And I'm watching another screen for people that don't know. I always say that, that has the comments on it because they disappear too fast. So that's why I'm ignoring looking at people directly. So France from Europe, what's going on in Europe today? Yikes. How's the weather in Europe? Was it like it was here today, or was it negative centigrades? Yikes. Comfortable man, thanks for coming in. Peterbilt. 379 is here. That is good. Yeah, swimsuits, right? I saw that up there, of course. Kim was first from yesterday. Trucker Hershey bought a Blue Parrot 450. Now, they are, of course, the official headset of Trucking Answers Nation. No other headset will do except Blue Parrot. And do you have the one-ear one or the two-ear one? Big Huge Mike is back. Haven't seen you for a while. Thanks for coming in today. Lynn Dahl, what's happening? Hopefully the beer's getting cold. I thought in Europe they had warm beer. Truckers to have guns. Yeah, right. Like I see here, a sawed-off shotgun. That every driver should have a sawed-off shotgun. That would solve a lot of problems. I'll tell you, that'd solve a lot of the people waiting at the fuel island for an hour doing nothing. Yikes. So that would be good. You've been on E-Log since 2003, but in Europe, right, isn't that a tachograph? Isn't that what they call that? Or is it electronic log like it is same here? Brickman Baker, what's happening? Say what is out there today? How's it going out there? Happy, humble, only team drivers should have guns. In an England truck, there wouldn't be room for guns. It's had all these guns because of all the people in the truck. And somebody asked me, what does he do about a team shower? And that's a good question. If any of you are out there that are with England in a three-person truck, how do the showers work? Because there are three people in the truck. And team shower is two people. So I am curious about that at the truck stop. When I go to the Loves today, I'm going to ask them how that works. See what they say. They probably never have had that problem. So there we go. You've been... Mark, is biofree fuel better than biofuel? I filled up at Willie's truck stop, and I never had any kind of issues with it. So I don't know. It doesn't seem to make that much difference to me. It didn't make that much difference anyway. What about the Blue Tiger? No, this is the official headset here is Blue Parrot, right? Parrot pecks Tiger, so no way. 65 in Texas, 4 below in South Dakota. Wow. It is 53 here in Lafayette today, so that is good. Still can't get over the Patriots. That something happened yesterday about that. Not a sports fan, so I heard something about it on the news. Should a company driver be expected to change the oil and tires? No. Company takes care of their truck. That's why they own the truck. Just like if you get a car from Enterprise, you don't have to fix it. It's their car. No, you don't work on it. Lights, the most I'll do are lights. Something like that. That's easy on the side of the road or something, rather than trying to get it into a truck stop. But, anything major, no way. Let them take care of that. Rafael Sanchez, thank you very much. I appreciate it. The one from the future. Are you really from the future? Telvin, thanks for coming here today. Billy Thompson from North Carolina. Weather the same today. Nice. Oh, tachograph's been out since 2018. Yeah, I don't keep up on the Europeans, so it's regular E-Log just like us. Awesome. Jesus Flores, what's up from Las Vegas? Probably nice there, too. Joe, are you in Lafayette, in the same Lafayette that I'm in? Yikes, and am I stuck here again? Oh, well, I'm going to keep talking even though the picture's stuck. I still see the timer going. Headed for the border. Weather is beautiful. Isn't it great out there today? Boy, and it's going to be good for a few days. Flavio forgot today was Monday. Yikes. Got to calendar that on the Google Calendar. Right. Jared, what's happening? Good to see you here today. You keep a Taurus Judge loaded with 410 buckshot. All right. Well, hopefully you're not a company driver. Most companies prohibit it, by the way, as we know, right? Al from Houston, what's happening? No hurricanes today? Going to keep it real. There are too many stupid drivers out here. A lot of them carry. That's, the truth. If you can't even figure out to wear shoes in the wintertime, you got to wear sandals. I don't want you having a gun. Holy mackerel. We need to bring Willie's Place back. That was a pretty interesting truck stop, I'll tell you. For two people, the toilet seat's already warmed up. Yeah, they could all share one shower. I'm really curious about how that works. I never thought about it, You don't have three-person trucks. It's illegal in the UK. It should be illegal here. Okay, there's no reason for it. It's crazy. You can go look that video up. There's tons of videos about it. 63 in Tucson, you only have me by 10 degrees today. Biofuel clogs your filter, the glass bubble filter. All right, it is a solvent. The biofuel is a solvent, so it helps to clean out. So presumably it would clog filters if you have a lot of problems in there. What about a short haul pay per hour driver? Yeah, you should get hourly on anything where you're not gone, really. 3-person shower, one head. Yeah, David, I don't know how that works in there. They all turn around one at a time. I'm not sure. Yeah, 2 Blue Parrot 470s. What's a 470? They got 400, 450. You'll never buy another one. They are the best going. That's what I'll say. And I don't know what a 470 XT is. Should a company driver, if he has a mechanic experience, work and repair the truck? No, absolutely not. It doesn't matter if he's a certified diesel mechanic for 50 years. It's their truck. Let them fix it. Another North Carolina, Angela. So it's everybody's in the Southeast today. Richard, crap company of the week comes back in a different form, as we see from last Wednesday, to still try to get information out, but in a form that keeps everybody out of court. Trucking answers for president. Oh, that'd be really something, wouldn't it? People want change, but then they don't want change. You run the card for a team shower, then on the second transaction, you get a third shower for 3 people on a truck. Really? Really? With the Loves, they give you the showers, though. You go up and get them at this Loves. Terry, you're quite welcome. I try and keep up on that stuff. That was pretty big this last week. Oh, Joe's in Frankfurt. Nice. That's where Red Classic is recruiting out of Frankfurt, Indiana, as I talked to them on that video. So in case you want to change jobs, Red Classic recruiting, it needs people in Frankfurt, Indiana. Peterbilt hates Mondays. Hey, man, every day is Saturday here, right? Forgot to call a couple weeks ago. Went to Otterbein. Nice, to pick up a dump box for my neighbor. It wasn't 50 there then. This week was a disaster. Did anybody gel up? I left my truck running all week at high idle, which on that is 900 is as high as it would go. So I left it running when I wasn't in it the whole week and had no problems. Treated every day and put some of that out on Instagram, on the Instas, where you can go see some of that kind of weird stuff that I put out over there. But truck ran good. Anybody gel? Hopefully not. 50 in Elkhart, yeah, not bad, right. The small mom and pop, I don't care if it's a one-person truck, do not fix the truck. You drive for a cement company and they require drivers to change their own tires. No, I say no. I don't know how to do it, I tell them. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, no way. And that's the point of being a company driver. The truck is their problem. If they don't like it, that's too bad. At worst case, you'd go, what does a person that comes out to fix the tire cost? So what would they have to pay somebody to do it? And that's what I would want. So tell them, look, for $250 extra, I'll do it because that would be a road service call. Forget it, Differences between flatbed, reefer, and dry van. Depends, how much do you want to work is the question. Flatbed, most mental work to figure out how to keep the load secured. Reefer, a lot of unloading, waiting, but longer loads. I always had longer loads than that. Longest loads. Dry van, most freight, the most amount of freight, and but the shortest runs. That's how I experienced it. Outlaw truckers are coming back, Peterbilt says. I don't know about that. If Sierra England feels that the Loves then use one card, they'll get diamond status and unlimited showers. Oh, if you were diamond, you'd get unlimited showers, so it wouldn't matter if you had 3 people. That's a good point, too. So you can just get 3 showers because you have unlimited. Isn't one shower a day? I got to look into that. Or is it unlimited showers, literally unlimited? Can you take a shower every hour? Oh, that rhymed. I love it. 28, 6, and 8 inches of snow in Seattle. Ha! Ha ha. That's what I say to that. Don't compare hogs in the shower. I don't know what we're comparing in the shower. BWMS, rolling through Mississippi. Glad you didn't freeze your beard off. Look, it helps in the wintertime. You can say what you want. My grandmother always, when she grew her big mustache and beard out, said, look, you got to grow that out. You're going to stay, it's going to keep you warm. And ever since then, right, I just stayed warm with it. Love it. The grandmas always have the best advice. Don't think they have a 470 on their website. Yeah, maybe that's an older headset. I'd never heard of a 470. Do you have to have an ELD when you drive under a 100-mile air radius? No, you'd be exempt under the short haul as long as you're released within 12 hours. And you have to be released from the place you start. You can't be at a different location. You saw a Ford dump truck. Yeah, some tiny truck. That's awesome. Well, it could be down there that have a bunch of older trucks. You don't run anymore but still have diesel in your lungs. Well, they have doctors for that. Just watching and learning. It never stops. 65 clear on I-85 north of Atlanta. All right. That's great. Jason is in California. Starting to hate reefers. Niam starts to hate reefers. They always pull up when they're trying to sleep. Yeah, the new ones are super quiet, though, right? They're super quiet. Oh, Ivona's off on Mondays. That's great. If I could change one thing about it, would be bringing back and making trucks the way they did. Yeah, way heavier and no fuel mileage. You went to Arizona last week and it was 65. You said you were headed out west, and you went there on the correct week. The lowest temperature we got here was 17 below zero as an outside air temperature. And we did have a couple trucks not start because idiot drivers turned them off there in the yard. And that was crazy. Leave the thing run, and I'm like, oh, it'll start. It didn't start. Didn't show up, but broke down once in Minnesota, once in Chicago. See, that isn't any good. Was it from the cold, though? There were tons of trucks on the side of the road, just gelled up everywhere. And somebody had a meme, which Jay at Auto Transport Intel loves memes. He's on Tuesdays at 8 Central. And I don't have it here to put on. It was said, moment of silence for all the fuel filters that gave their lives for gelling, something to that effect. I guess it's funny if you look at it. People are like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Fix the tire, no work for you. Fine. I'll go work somewhere else, I tell them. I'm not fixing their tire. You've been gelled up since Tuesday to Saturday in Joliet. Well, you need some rescue 911, right, to get that thing rolling. We can't sit all that time. Company driver, do you take the truck to the truck stop to get the oil change? No, most companies, you can. It's up to the company. Most companies do it themselves, a larger company. But yeah, small companies may have you go to the truck stop. Absolutely. A Love's card is what you meant. They give you 2 showers per transaction. So you could just run it again and get the third driver a shower. 3 drivers, 1 bar of soap. You see a problem developing? Depends on your perspective, doesn't it? Right, Ivona says most companies have a shop. Yeah, any larger place is going to do it themselves to save money. Triple V, hey, it's good to see you. Thanks for being in here today. Your truck wouldn't start Wednesday, right? Leave it running. Didn't want to leave it running by itself all day. Who cares? With the 9 new cars in the Walmart lot, only took 20 minutes. Yikes. Of course, that wasn't in a secure location, though. That's at a Walmart, right? I left it at the yard there and just left it running. And I left it right by the office, too, just to aggravate them. So I thought that was pretty funny. I'm going to leave it right here next to the office. Adco, yeah, they give you 2 showers a day. Okay, so who gets the third shower? Mr. Skeptical, it's going to be 75. You got it going great down there. I mean, geez, it's going to be super warm here. Geeks Trucking, hey, what's happening out there? That dog needs its own channel. People should go check out Geeks Trucking's channel, too. He's, as he says, a new driver and putting out advice for new drivers. So it's interesting to watch him cruise around the country and all of the shenanigans and things that he gets into. Michael Young asked what company I drive for. I never get this question, so I don't say who I drive for because I don't want them involved in my videos. So that keeps them out of my videos. and basically out of my hair about stuff, even though I barely have any left. And also don't recruit for them. A lot of people out there recruit for their company. Oh, here's my number. I recruit. I don't recruit for them, even though they do have a recruiting bonus. That leaves them out completely. I leave them out of the picture. I have been there as almost 17 years now. So it must be a halfway decent place. But I don't talk about them. Pretty good about that. Don't mention them. You should have Love's, Petro, and Flying J sponsor you. Yes, that is correct. I should. Where are they? Especially Love's. I actually wrote to Love's a while ago to get gift cards to give away at the truck show, and no response. So that tells you. I mean, look, who am I? I'm nobody. They're not going to be, oh, who's this dude, right? They don't care. So they're not that. They don't care that much about me. You were in Demont and your truck gelled and was forced to take a 34. Wow. And they replaced your fuel filters. Right. You can run rescue 911 in there as well. That will help. Mr. Skeptical is not going to tell Michael. Company driver, good. King of Prussia, 70 degrees. Isn't that great? We got to run the air today in the trucks. Isn't that wonderful? The car too, right. Run in the air to keep it all working up good. Oh, Kim is in Boston. Yikes. It's 58 there with snow on the ground. And it's cold. Yes. There's still snow around here, but it's melting away. It won't be there long, and believe me, 58 in Boston is still not a great day. Today's trucks replace skills required to drive them. They all you eat, watch videos, and talk on the phone. Oh, yeah, right. That's how you get everything done at one time. Too bad with a hazmat you cannot grow your beard. Why not? I have a hazmat. Oh, wait a minute, though, but you're where you work, you can't do it. Otherwise, you could, right? Your new reefer quit because of the cold weather. That thing's got to run, too. I should have mentioned that. If you have a reefer, you got to put that thing on continuous run in the cold weather also and treat that fuel. Michael's in Phillipsburg, Kansas. What's going on out there? Adco's in Salt Lake. People all over the world come in here. Get a strap-on beard. Yeah, you could just have a fake beard for the times you can't grow it. How often should you add airline antifreeze as it gets cold? Car, semi, all that, right? When it gets cold, put it in there. And every trailer change also, I run it in there. Because you don't know where that trailer's been. The weather's been beautiful. 77 northbound, just entered Virginia. Yeah, isn't it great? Compared to last week, we were about to freeze to death. Now we're going to sweat to death. You want a long-nosed Cascadia. Oh, that would be an interesting-looking truck. Biofuel gel's easier than real fuel. Not much diesel and diesel fuel these days. Treat your fuel. When it gets cold, 20, under 20, treat it. Maybe even more than that. Companies should pay for it. They should. One advantage with a reefer is you can do dry van. Yeah, reefer can be either one, right? So you can do whichever one you want. Somebody was posting that the diesel exhaust fluid was freezing. Yes. DEF can freeze as well. The trucks have DEF heaters on them, at least ours do. So the tank, while the truck is running, is heated. Because it freezes 17, I forget what I read, 15 degrees, it freezes. The stuff freezes up. But the trucks, our trucks at least, and I assume all Cascadias have a DEF tank heater, and all trucks. So when you leave the truck running, the truck is also heating the DEF. So if your DEF freezes, you have some kind of heating problem on it. Only in an emergency, regular air dryer service is all that's needed. I say, put it in there. That's just me. And I ran okay last week on it. Did my first load on a curtain side. Oh, yeah, aren't those fun? You can flatbed or van in the same trailer. It's great. And it's so much easier to tarp than a flatbed. Holy mackerel. Say what, a Harry Sherry soap bar. But that's part of the greatness of being at CR England. Michael, yeah, I don't know about that. Taking your kids to Disneyland on a non-paid vacation. Got a job interview in Hobbs, New Mexico for crude hauling. All right. Let us know how that goes. You'll go to Disneyland every time you're off there. Yes, geeks, the puppy should have his own channel. There are some dogs that have 100,000 viewers. True or false, 1 minute max idle in Madison, Wisconsin. I don't know about the local rules there. Maybe. What am I going to do with the crab company of the week? Okay, it's going to change. Like it went out last week, it's going to have to run something similar to last Wednesday, where I put information out about a company, but not as much information. But, don't exactly say the information, but put it out there in a way that people understand it, but it's not being specified, and they still get their day on the channel. That's how it's going to have to be, I think. Geeks Trucking aisles 24/7. Yeah, I mean, if as long as they do it, I think that once you get your own truck, you may rethink that certainly, but maybe not. 116 watching. Oh well, I never asked for that thing. Where I scroll down, I appreciate it. Sea Hill though. You just get a lot of face. The more face, the more beard you need. My grandmother was right when she grew here. When she got older and grew that out, man, you couldn't even see those Lucky Strikes she was smoking. The other day you saw a 359 log truck. Oh, yeah, they run those out there, certainly. You have clean idle stickers. Yeah, my truck has that. I think that's all the new trucks get that California compliance clean idle sticker. How was the road before navigation and cell phones? Better. Because you actually had to learn to read a map, which I still think people should do. Even starting out, everybody should get a trucker's atlas and learn to read it. Do not rely on that navigation. It's not great. And you used to have to go to the truck stop and there'd be a whole wall of phones. And I always liked the Flying J because you got a little booth where you could shut the door. But there was a wall of phones and you had a card that charged the call back to your home phone. You typed in all the numbers and then your home got charged for that call and you could talk back to your house. So that's how we used to have to do it in the dinosaur days. When people ask you who you work for, email it so you don't mention them in your videos. I don't even email people who I work for. People have asked me on email, and I'm like, I don't say where I work, so I don't say it at all. You never gelled up but had other problems. Your seat broke. Wiper actually froze. That can be a problem. The APU quit working. That stinks. And you broke on from Saturday to Monday. Yikes. Tuesday to Wednesday in Chicago. Hopefully you got a motel, or at least the truck ran. What's happening? Keto walk, get fit. What's going on? Michael? He drives for Sierra England. Yes. I love my 3-person truck. Down low. Oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Can't comment but park. Yeah, don't be typing if you're driving, certainly. I like Loves, but they act more like a corporation. It depends which Loves. I go in the same one every day, so they know me by name in there, so not bad. But I'm sure some of them are probably at every place, right? Some are all corporate, and then some are all great. One major problem is trucking. We're losing more and more small truck stops. Yeah, they're all going to be gone when they're not burning down. Like that place did last week, they're just going to be gone. There in hardly any parking at the large truck stops. After 5 p.m., good luck getting a place to park. Can you refuse a DOT officer inspection at a rest stop if you're on your 10 hours? Theoretically, yeah. He's not allowed to inspect you during that time. Would I do it? Probably not. Remember, that guy's got the ticket book. So, are you within your rights? Yes, you have the right. They said the guy in guidance that they're not allowed to inspect you if you're on your break. But if you made the guy mad, he could sit there and write you a ticket off your break. I mean, you got to really decide whether it's worth it to try to enforce your rights at that time. Because what is going to be the outcome at the end of it? It's a choice, right? Trucker Hershey plugged by biodiesel. I don't know. I thought it did good. Right. I thought a mask on chlorine. Some loads, if you have to wear a mask, no beard. And most of the new drivers are steering wheel holders. Most new drivers are just not trained properly. You became a trucker in 98 to make the big money. Still looking. Oh, you're rolling in dough out there. Got to get back to yard skills, road driving, get your pre-trip perfect. All right. Get it out there and then get on the road with us. Thanks for coming in. You're watching the video, eating McDonald's, driving at Boston, and doing it all at the same time. He's jealous because he can't do that. Yikes. Why don't these drivers use anti-gel? I don't know why drivers don't use anti-gel to keep their fuel from freezing. I don't know why we didn't. We had drivers do it. There were trucks I cannot tell you how many trucks were on the side of the road. They had to have been gelled up. 15, 16 below zero. I'm looking in the truck, of course, is smoking a lot, but, it was rolling along. But drivers were all on the side of the road. And remember, when it's that cold and your truck gels up, it doesn't run. Sometimes it might stop running. It's really cold waiting for somebody. Trucker died in his sleep at the Loves in South Hill, North Carolina. That's no good at all. Sunny and 60s in Cleveland. Nice. Isn't that great? How do you put alcohol in the airline? You just take the line off and pour it in. Pour it in the glad hand, hook it back up, and put air back to the trailer. It'll circulate it all the way around. I pour it in both of them, and just feed air back to the trailer. Yep, literally pour it right in there. I just use straight isopropyl alcohol, which you can get at any pharmacy or anywhere, any store, Walmart, everybody sells it. And the 91%, not the 70%, 91%. DEF freezes at 12. All right, I was a few degrees off. But if you have a heater, it should heat it up, and as long as the truck's running, the DEF stays warm. Your company doesn't use biofuel when it gets cold. We haul our own fuel. Yeah, companies may have a policy and change that. And look, if you kept running, you got it made, right? That's the whole deal. Some loading facilities will not let you in if you're not perfectly shaved. That stinks. That totally stinks. But because of what you have to wear there, right? Personal protective equipment, that's the real problem. You remember when a truck driver left his truck on the fuel island and went in the shower, he left his keys in it? Oh my God, you moved his truck off the island and threw his keys in the woods. That's not a great idea, probably. What if there would have been somebody in the truck? Detroit to Lakeland, Florida today. You're headed in the right direction. DEF freezes because it's mixed with water when they make it. Yeah, that's what freezes up. So we need to offset that with the truck heating the tank. Our trucks heat those tanks, and I just assumed the trucks all heat the tank. Mike, 58 in South SJ. Most companies treat their fuel 60-40 with kerosene. I don't know about that. This isn't 1980. The drivers used to say, add gasoline to your fuel. Who remembers that? Old drivers would tell me, just add some gasoline in there. I'm like, holy mackerel. You run flatbed and they tell you no trapping, no tarping. Good. Because it depends on what you're hauling. No DEF available in Toledo. Note at pumps said it was freezing. That's the other thing. In the cold weather, a lot of the truck stop pumps freeze. And so the DEF pumps will freeze and you can't get it. So always in the winter, wherever they have it, fill your tank on the truck up with the DEF. There's tons of truck stops you go in and their tanks freeze. So I totally agree, right. England moves a lot of loads down I-80. Yeah. They got terminals all along 80. Right. Shelley, I totally agree. England stinks. Yes, that's also a fact, right? Older diesel pickup trucks heat the fuel and return it to the tanks. Yeah, semis used to do that too. Diesel fuel heaters. I had a switch on an old T600 on the dashboard to turn on the fuel tank heaters in it. Why am I changing the crap company of the week? That was required to maintain its status on the channel due to legal concerns. Truck stops had DEF pumps froze up. Yes, in the super cold weather. If they don't heat their tanks, their DEF pumps freeze. So always fill your truck up wherever you can get it in the cold weather. I-135 now. I'm Trucker Hershey. Hey man, like what you do with this channel, I appreciate it. Florida Trucker. Clean idle truck stickers mean you can idle legally. Some of them still limit your idle time, especially if you're not in the truck. So be careful about it. Michael Young, yeah, map. That's what we used to have before they invented technology. Before Al Gore invented the internet. You tried Tanker for a week, it was awful. It's not for everybody, right? You've got a map on your phone. It's not the same as reading a paper map and learning where all the roads go. I don't think it's the same. I like to teach people on an actual map so you can learn all the roads by looking at the map so that in your head you basically redraw the map in your head by seeing the entire map. Do I haul containers? No, I don't haul any containers around. Foodstuff tanker pays good. Depends on what you're hauling and what they pay, right? The dinosaur days were so much better. I don't know about that. I would not agree with that. Use a map all the time. Last delivery was located in E7. Ah, that's very good. You don't carry a paper map. Look, I don't have a paper map, but I think people should learn on a map. They still sell the Trucker's Atlas at the store. Adco's had great service at the Loves. I don't mind the Loves, but I'm sure some are bad. I'm sure. Everyone parks on the shoulders. I don't agree that you should park on the shoulder. It's unsafe. And there's tons of people stopping on the interstate shoulder, presumably to go to the bathroom or take a 30-minute break. Please don't do this. It's so unsafe. You have a pre-emission truck, so you don't have a DEF problem, right? You don't have to worry about filling it up. When you went to the hotel on Tuesday, you broke down, okay, your Uber driver was going to England school next week. That's hilarious. And talked him out of it. If you're going to go to company, go to Swift. That'd be better. That would be better. Your Uber driver was going to upgrade by going to England. I don't think that'd be an upgrade. He would have less people in his car than he's got in that truck. No map, that's not a good idea. No map, that's not a good idea. Yeah, look, you should learn on a map. Absolutely on a paper map. Back in the old days, truck drivers looked out and helped each other. Well, they didn't trash talk. Yeah, they did trash talk on the CB then, too. They did. You quit working for Swift on home time, and they threatened to deduct off all your paycheck to retrieve the truck. Yeah, you got to leave it at Swift. I was empty. I lived 300 miles from the terminal. What do you think? I think you got to leave it at a terminal. I think that they will deduct it, and no matter where you live and work, you have to take the truck back to them. So, yeah, I think that, and they're going to put you down for an abandonment, too. So don't try that one. Take the truck back to them. Figure out how to get back to your house. Did I hear about Black Smoke Matters and 412? Yes, I'll be working that day that those 26 drivers take off. White Smoke Matters. Yeah, how about all smoke matters? In full disclosure, you've run the same routes in rotation and you don't have a need for GPS. If you're doing the same thing, you don't need it. But if drivers that are learning over the road should learn the whole road system, where everything is, scales, everything in their head. But if you're on the same thing, you don't need either one. Look, I run traffic, though. So I still think you should run at least Google Maps with traffic. I think that's helpful because I can go around traffic backups and stuff. It's free anyway. Geeks Trucking. Oh, okay. Well, see you later. Thanks for coming in. Use voice to text from Google. Yes, exactly. 75 in Florida, 58 and windy in California. Where is it not warm today? Drivers learn the hard way. Use anti-gel. Don't shut it off. Yes. If it's too cold, I say maybe under 10 degrees, leave it running. I believe states that idling laws, if it's too cold, they let you idle. I'm hoping that states just let it go, even if they have a weird law. But there's going to be some cop, you're going to have to worry about it. Try to park it on a private property or somewhere where they can't come in and gripe at you about it. That's a whopper of a tale. Nice. You like it when somebody says they started driving in the 90s or 80s and they call the new guy steering wheel holders because I could tell them you're doing exactly the same thing. Yeah, I mean, look, some people that are called steering wheel holders are just haven't been trained properly, right? Come on. And some people do stupid stuff. They sit at the fuel island for an hour or, that kind of stuff that they shouldn't do. That's not just new people, though. Dayton, Ohio to Jacksonville, Florida. Everybody's going to Florida this week. Did they run out of stuff or something? Kerosene messes up the DEF. I don't think putting kerosene in a brand new truck or these newer trucks, I don't think the computers are going to like that very much. I don't think they're going to appreciate it at all. You put 10 gallons of gasoline in diesel fuel, that's your treatment. I had drivers tell me that, but I don't do it. I don't do it. Anybody done Family Dollar? There are people on here that have done that, I think. So somebody get back with that. The cart wheels get messed up and they don't roll on Family Dollar. Yeah, it's hand unload, right? You've been waiting 3 weeks for a hazmat background check. It takes them a while sometimes. When I'll renew it, sometimes it's bingo. You get a couple days and then it's like, oh, what are they doing? I think part of that was the government shutdown. Now that they're back to work, you should be better off on that. Your company still has fuel heaters in the trucks, in the T60. Well, you shouldn't have gelled up with a fuel heater, right? When the engine's off, we can plug the fuel heaters in just like the engine block heaters. So It's not nice. Yeah, I still say even under zero, leave it running because we have plugs. Run the truck. Was it decent? Don't make the hard work. Just want consistent miles and pay. Yes. You remember when Schneider ran Centuries? Oh yeah, that wasn't that long ago. A map gives you an overview. Yeah, a map gives you the whole picture. So you get the whole picture, not just your route. You get to see everything. It helps. It does help when you're learning. Just got done scaling at the Loves in Pueblo. Thanks for the good advice. I appreciate that. And make excellent money delivering candy. Oh, that's pretty good. You got to scale candy? Love's truck stop at Kingman expanded the parking of at least 50 spaces. That's great. That's the thing that the country needs. More parking. Can I at least tell what color the truck is? It's a standard truck color that is available from the factory as a standard color. Freezing DEF, and yeah, 62 in Huntsville. You won't have that problem, but some of the places up here did. I gotta get an Atlas GPS and Google Maps, at least to start out. Every truck stop has good and bad. It's about perks. Love's has a diamond status where you get free showers. You get free drinks too, right? So you go in and get a free drink every day. You'll buy a glider kit. Okay, enjoy. When you start driving, I mean, you're going to be running a pretty old setup here. Have I heard of the show The American Trucking Network? No. Is it a good show? You don't have to take it to terminal. You can take it to one of their drop yards. Yeah, it needs to be to their property, right? As long as it's on their property. You had the same issue with Werner. Right. It has to be to them, though. You have to bring it to them and take pictures of it there. Take somebody with you. I would take, literally, would take a newspaper with me to take a picture of it, kind of like a hostage, so you can prove the date the truck is there on the yard, because they're going to say they never got it or it wasn't in the right place. Believe me, pictures, and save them. You have a map, its actual size. Yeah, 1 mile equals 1 mile. Oh, that would be, how do you fit that in the glove compartment? I'm up to 500 of U.S. personal comp, probably more than that. I haven't seen yet. Werner Century, yikes. Yeah. Your first truck was a Werner FLD 120. There you Big Cam Cummins 400. Nice. Thanks. You did return it to the terminal. They said I had to buy my own bus ticket. Yes, that's very common. And you live 300 miles away, even though they hired me and knew you lived that far. That's very common at trucking companies. When you quit or get fired, it doesn't seem to be either way. They don't send you back home. You got to either get a ride, take a Uber, get a bus. It is common. They're not going to pay it. It's too bad, too. They should send you, if they hire you from somewhere, they should get you back there. Especially if they bust you in, they ought to bust you. However they brought you in, they ought to get you home. The Cascadians don't need anti-gel because they heat the fuel. Don't be a cheap dude and leave the truck running. I'm leaving the truck running. We had a couple that didn't do so well, so I started driving in 76. Oh, wow, yes. Isn't it better? I mean, come on. Who wants a... Would you still want to drive in those trucks? Yikes. All smoke matters, yes. 55 in Fontana. You only have 2 degrees on me today. You love the 120s? Yikes. I leave them running. You like looking at pictures of old trucks? That's how I like to look at old trucks too, in pictures, not from inside the cab of them. Why do companies out of El Paso want 2 years experience and pay 45 cents? I don't know why El Paso is like a sinkhole of bad places. Call Out West Express. They're down there. They're the only place I found down there that's any decent. Put many miles through the fields and highways. If you're buying a glider, you get 2 for the price of 1. Nice. You waited 1.5 hours for a shower at Hutchinson. Wow. You know, that's bad and good, because I'm thinking at least people are taking a shower. You know, I'm surprised that there are that many drivers showering. As for the brake, exercise your rights. A DOT inspection is on duty. That is correct. It's thankfully less used by unscrupulous cops. I agree. You just got to consider it. What is going to be the final outcome? Is that worth it? You always got to consider the final outcome. American Trucking Network is a radio show. They discuss problems in the trucking industry. I never heard of it. Is it on the radio or something? Or is it something... Is this a XM thing here? H2B destroyed the tech industry? Right. All the call center jobs were sent to Asia. Now, the trucking industry, yes, that's what I was originally going to talk about, the H2B visas. Large companies are getting H2B visas and getting drivers in from overseas to take your job at a lower rate. Isn't that awesome? Fuel tank and an old mechanical diesel is okay. It's going to drop from 45 to 19 later this week. We got 50s today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Michael Watts, what's happening? Do you bust you in from your home and orientation? I agree. And they should send you back to wherever they got you from, but they don't. And there's really nothing we can do about it. You don't have any right to be sent home because once you don't work there, they don't have any more obligation to you. It's sad. But I've always recommended people always have $100, couple $100 maybe. That'd be the first thing you save in case something happens and you need to get home from the farthest point in the country to your house. It's just the way it is. There's really nothing we can do about that. You'd have to have some kind of regulation that they required, and they haven't done that yet. You still put housing in your tanks in the summer. I know for a fact that Lucas does work, and those products will pay for themselves. Most company drivers don't care. I care. I want that truck to run. I'm not there to hose them. I use power service, which they pay for, and I run it only in the wintertime. But, I want the truck to run. I'm there to move freight for them, not to sit around and have them pay me on breakdown pay when it's something I can prevent as simple as adding something to the tank. So, I'm not there to just hose them on stuff. But, if it stops, that's one thing. But I'll do all I can to keep the truck running with the anti-gel and leaving it running. That saved them, even though it ran for 3.5 days or whatever, that saved them from bringing somebody out there. Believe me, they saved money on it. When you decide to quit, you can't do it in the moment. You have to think about it. How am I going to get home? Yes. So where am I going to leave the truck? But sometimes they fire you. So they have fired people just on the other side of the country. Go, you know what? You're fired. And so you're stuck. That's why you should always have a few $100 with you. Don't mix fuel and diesel in a model engine. Yes. Do not put gasoline in your truck. Maybe in the 70s, those trucks could tolerate it. Not anymore. It's 86 in Pompano Beach. Holy mackerel. Since you paid $400 to fill my truck, it's considered a triple-digit truck. Oh, very good. You can say that on the CB now. Has anyone received their new license in the mail after renewing it? It's been a month and waiting and keep accusing me of throwing it away. Well, tell them, look, I don't have it. They just mail it first class. They ought to hand it to you like they used to. The H2B will lower the wages just a few pennies over minimum and the laundry list, of course. Large companies, there are law firms specializing in getting people their H2B visa to come here and drive. And those jobs, they're not going to be paying 65 cents a mile. When somebody can live for $100 a month in their home country, they're not going to need 65 cents. So there goes your raise. The H2B, no way should that happen. Okay, so that shows on Sirius Satellite Radio. I was listening to Kevin Rutherford today, so I'll have to check out when that's on. Oh, friends, I appreciate it. In the livestock processing plants, they bring in a lot of people that are other countries. Yes. Fill positions and work for lower pay. There's a plant in Delphi, Indiana Packers, right? Every 3 months or so, the immigration goes in there and raids the place and arrests like 700 people. And then they just continue on. I don't know why they don't close the plant. But over there, they're not getting visas for people. They're illegal. I know that because it's in the news every few months. It's ridiculous. The best company for new drivers. It depends what you want to do with yourself. You would hope that, do you want to be gone? Do you want to be home? That kind of thing. I would hold possession of the truck till I had a Greyhound confirmation number. I don't recommend that. And you're not going to get one because most places don't take you home. Give them their truck back and, be done with them. Do you know of any drivers that quit because they had to switch? Some places said, they had 5 or 6% of people quit, but not really. I mean, there's really almost no way around it now. Because if you're a company driver and you quit, you're going to go to a place that still has one. So it's not like you can go to a place that has paper logs. So there haven't been that much of it. Can they speak English? Yeah, it says it on there. We need to speak English enough to get your CDL, which is barely any, really. The Detroit Diesel has one of the best sounding Jakes. Yeah, I'm trying to get a best sounding paycheck. It was, we can't find any pharmacists now. They float between chain store. Correct, right? Hard to find a permanent location. Now it's all temp agencies. Same in trucking. They're temps. H2B coming across the country. A lot from Africa. This place that I saw was recruiting in a lot of African countries because it doesn't cost anything to live there. So they can come here and not pay them much, and it seems like great money. Big companies like will fire you or out OTR, then they want you not return the equipment. Once you're fired, if you're not fired at a yard, they generally don't fire you on the road. Because once you're fired, we're done. You don't have to return anything. And if you were fired at a truck stop or whatever, I'd definitely take pictures of all that. Most of these companies are smarter than that. They bring you in the yard and then fire you. And so then, because once they're fired, you just walk away from the truck. I don't work here. I'm not allowed to drive the truck anymore. I know you care, Mark, but I've seen it many times. I lost my truck run 3 days in a row, too. Did I see in the news Walmart's looking to hire drivers and hire them at 90,000? Yeah. Walmart's looking for drivers 30 months, 36 months, and going to pay them 90 and slip seat them and all that stuff. Yep. But yeah, look, I don't think we should hose the company. If there's something simple you can do, like adding fuel treatment to the fuel in the winter, do it. My company pays for it, no problem. So I add it and I leave the truck running. And then they don't gripe at me and freight gets moved. That's what we're there to do. I'm not trying to just sit around and not make money. I think you should be paid if there's a problem, certainly. But if I can move freight, then absolutely, but doing a few little things, that's what everybody should do. That's what you would do for the company. You're employed there. Come on. Do USA companies hire drivers from Europe? Yeah, I don't. If you come here and get a CDL, I don't know exactly how to do it. Absolutely. And you have a work permit or however they do that. There are legal firms which you can just look up easily and, Google that up, that specialize in doing just that. Instead of arresting the workers, why don't they go in the front office and arrest the managers? Oh, I totally agree. They ought to shut the place down and all the management gets arrested. Totally agree. Completely. Those people get to stay there, though. I totally agree. 25 an hour for containers, that's pretty good. That's 1,000 just for 40 hours. If you can do ALDs, Walmart always needs greeters. Oh, yeah, there's a greeter spot open. Hey, Mad Malady, what's happening out there today? Most of the immigrants are container haulers. I don't know. There's people in all, walks of life, all in trucks around. Certainly, I wouldn't categorize people like that. Yeah, I agree with Ivona. They're not getting my phone records. I don't care if they pay $190,000. As soon as they ask you for your phone records and then slip seat you in a sleeper truck, I'm out. That's not for me. You can do just as good. Else, JAT just ran an ad again for $86,000 a week, home weekends, and a signed truck. So there you go. Just joining here, but met a guy in Dallas. They fired him and sent him a person to get his truck. Oh, that's better. Nice. They took his truck while he was inside. That's pretty good. I've never heard of that. But I guess theoretically then you could be fired at the truck stop. But I'm telling you, take a picture of the messages and all that so that later they don't say you abandoned the truck somewhere. They fired you on the road. That's interesting. And that person should have money then to get themselves home. When a company hires, they dodge workman's comp benefits and raises. They also use the workers as leverage to replace Americans. Yes. But why should they hire you when they can get somebody that's not ever going to need a raise? If I'm being fired, they don't get their truck till I get a bus ride, period. They don't get the choice. They'll remove you from the truck. I mean, it's basically you don't get the choice on it, really. I wouldn't really enforce that because that's going to create a problem. Maybe this is another thing where you decide because you don't have a right to the bus ride home. So it's nothing that you can enforce on them and say, I have a right to this. You don't. So they can just have you removed from the property, literally. So, I mean, that'd be a real problem. I don't recommend it. I mean, people can choose that, but you got to say, is this going to help me later? Because you're still parting ways with the company. Schneider tankers have had a lot of injuries lately, Dav. They should have people be safer. Always be safe no matter what. Somebody said that this week, too. Oh, I'm driving, I'm running out of hours, but the roads are bad, I'm stopped. What should I do? If the roads are bad, you should just stay stopped. Nice trick to put a newspaper in the picture. Yeah, Claudio, that proves the date because anybody can fake the date on their phone, even if it timestamps it. Oh, that you fake, you Photoshop that. The front page of the paper is a date that can be proven. If you have that day's paper, it's obviously taken that day or later, but no sooner than that day. So it's not like they can say, oh, you took that weeks ago and just kept it. Get the newspaper like a hostage. If it's good enough for a hostage situation, it's good enough for a trucking company. Walmart can kiss your grits. Okay, Flo. Have I ever driven a right-hand truck? No, I have not driven a right-hand truck. I always thought it would be interesting to drive a right-hand truck or car, but I haven't had the opportunity to. I've never seen one here in the States. But you were in another country, so. Let's see. Tom, could you check into DOT Foods? Yeah, check into DOT Foods. Oh, they have a lard? They have a lard yard in L.A. Could have been lying. He could have been. What I've seen and what I've heard from other people, lots of them, maybe. But we can't pigeonhole people that haul containers like that. What are some of the biggest reasons truckers get fired? They just don't like you. You can be a pain in the butt. You have accidents. Probably accidents are the biggest reason. You're late all the time. You know, maybe the company's just stupid. Sometimes they just fire people for the wrong reason. There's lots of reasons. I can't believe I'm still at my place, that they haven't fired me. Thomas says, come find you. Look, I can't recommend what you're saying. I just can't. Walmart employee discount adds a lot to compensation. I don't ever shop at Walmart, so it wouldn't help me at all, and I don't recommend anyone ever step foot in their stores. Depending how you spend, it's easy, a few thousand. Not for me. I would never go in one. If a company fired you to truck stop, I would sue them for abandonment of you. Oh, they don't have any, you don't have a right to that job. It's, at will. So you can quit anytime and they can fire you anytime, literally anytime they can. Most of them do make you bring the truck back because it's a pain to go get it. But they could fire you at a truck stop and you would have no cause of action. FMCSA should get their carriers for scale house or roadside inspection violations like the airline carriers. Yeah, they should. The carriers should be the only one that get the violation, unless it was obviously something a driver should have noticed. But just any violation shouldn't go against the driver. It discourages you from trying to get things fixed on the road. If you want your truck, get my bus ticket. You can come find it on a dirt road somewhere. That is not the recommended point here. I applaud you for doing that, but only from the background. It's not worth the end point of it. Give them their truck and, be done with them. Did I hear about the PTL guy running from the law? I did see that through Alabama and had a standoff. Yes, I thought that was super hilarious. Of course, it could be any company. He happened to be PTL. But this guy went on a big police chase. They chased him, and the PTL truck was all over the news. I thought that was really, really great. The CCJ magazine reports that the LDA mandate does not improve crash rates. Yes, despite increased compliance. I agree. There were less tickets issued in the last year. This is our first year with them. Many less tickets, but it didn't help accidents. But it also didn't increase accidents. Accidents sort of stayed stable with electronic log, and so I could see that happening. Right, you still have the same accidents because people still do the same unsafe, weird things, and so there's still going to be the same accidents, but the compliance went up because the compliance is mandatory. Absolutely. Is there any employment law on health and safety in your country? It worries me. Oh yeah, there's certainly employment laws and health and safety laws, but you don't have a right to a job that's an at-will job. So you can quit anytime. You can just drive into the truck stop and say, I quit, and leave. You can. But the same token, they can go, you know what? You're at the Loves, you're fired. Get everything out of your truck and you're done. So, you have that right. You're not a slave there. They can't make you work there, and you can't make them keep you there. And the safety laws, of course, they have to provide a safe operating environment, a safe work environment, all that. It's not like horrible. Would you consider going clockwise at the roundabout in the right-hand truck? Oh, that'd be weird, wouldn't it, to be on the outside like that? Tom saw that PTL video. Yeah, that video went around everywhere. Wasn't that the greatest thing? And it's not. I can't blame PTL for that. They hired some weirdo. What crappy companies are these guys knocking Walmart working for? Look, I'm not working at a place that takes your phone records, period. I'm just not doing it. Or slip seat's a sleeper truck. You want to slip seat a day cab? I've seen Walmart day cabs. That's one thing. I'm not slip seating a truck that I sleep in. I'm not. And so for me, it's an out. If other people want the money, that's okay with me. But I'm not working there. And I don't shop at Walmart either. So there you go. Fired broke popsicle on the road. Yeah, exactly. What's wrong with Walmart? I don't like going to Walmart. Everything in there is cheap. The aisles are short and small, forcing you to buy stuff. And it's just cheap stuff. It's not a quality store. It just isn't the store that it used to be. So I don't shop in there. I shop Meijer exclusively as a big box store. If I was somewhere where there wasn't a Meijer, I'd go somewhere else. It wouldn't be Walmart. One of the reasons you like to drive at night, less weirdos on the road. Yeah, the weirdos are all at the truck stop, not wearing women's underwear. You worked for Will Trucking, so you were an at-will employee. Oh, dang. The new CSA will only get points to the carriers. Good. The carrier is the one that should get it and eat the points and everything else. Then you could report them, and they get the points on it, and you get your truck fixed. That's how it used to be. Some illegals are East Coast container halls. They probably are everywhere. Walmart works their people for pennies on the dollar. Yeah, they don't, they're paying the truck drivers good, but I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the store. I don't shop there, and I will certainly not work at a place that slip seats a sleeper truck. People may love it, but that's not me. Oh, I make money. You can make that much money somewhere else and get your own truck. I am not slipping a sleeper truck. You heard that Mark is an independent contractor. Doesn't own the truck, can only haul his employee freight, and it files a 1099. Yes, the news is out. So that's why I'm waiting for all my tax things to come in. Remember that famous video in the 90s where this Mexican trucker driving a Freightliner was a high-speed chase? I tried to watch it on YouTube, but it hadn't been invented yet, so I wasn't sure about that. Hey, Jeffrey Herring, good afternoon to you. What's happening out there? Walmart gets cheap products from China. The whole place is a disaster. Do not shop in the store. They're never sponsored me, and I don't want anything to do with them. You've been fired for cussing out a dispatcher parked outside their gate on the shoulder till you had a bus ticket. Showed the officer that showed the message. He told you to have a nice day because there was no action, right? There's no cause of action. You got lucky on it. It's just not what I'm going to recommend, but I applaud that. I mean, that they did it is something. They didn't have to do it. So what, you buy everything from China? I'm just not shopping at Walmart, period. I'm not. If you want to work at Walmart as a driver, you can work there. But slip seating a sleeper and then getting my phone records? No. You like Walmart because there's 90-something% Chinese products, but you get your supplies there. Yes. Oh, you don't like Walmart. Right. It just wasn't what it turned out to be. Hey, what's going on, Truckers Coach? Good to see you today. Walmart closed the family-owned stores. They just booed everybody out of town. I don't like the way the store is set up. It's just simply cheap inside. I mean, when you hang around, as they say, with dogs, you get fleas. And so when you're in a place like that, it changes your whole mindset of how your life goes. You're in there thinking, oh, I don't have any money. I'm poor. I'm at a Walmart. Look at everybody wearing, sweatpants that are 8 sizes too small. And, to the people that shop in there, I'm just telling you, it's a different kind of mindset shopping at a Walmart. It really is. It's interesting driving in the UK. I would love to try it sometime. I wish I could come over there and drive one of your man trucks. Remember the video of a drunk Crete driver on a Walmart dedicated? No. Send links to these to me at mark@truckinganswersnation.com if they're out there. How much are England drivers getting now after Friday's pay raise? I tried to find a video that outlined their pay raise, and I couldn't find it. So if somebody has information about that, I'd love to see what their raise was. Because they did say they were having some kind of pay raise there. It has to go up. It can't go down. It's the law. I mean, right-hand driving in a backwards vehicle. Oh, how would you back it up, too? It'd just be the same. It'd be harder to shift, probably. Walmart is the China outlet. Yes. Walmart Peterbilt 379. Walmart has cheap oil. Well, of all things that you want to buy cheap is oil one of those things. I mean, that's the most important thing you can put in your car or truck. Change it regularly and buy quality oil. come on. Let's some things we don't want to cheap out because the cheap comes out expensive. Shelly, slip seating is nasty. Look, if you in a sleeper, right? You do not want to slip seat the bed. I mean, a day cab is one thing. If somebody gets in with their lunchbox and then they get back out, but slip seating a sleeper truck so they can make more money, no, I'm out. Mad Maldy left Sunday morning trying to hustle down to Plant City. Everybody's in Florida today. Thinking you could get to the receiver before the sun goes down. Turns out it's an overnight receiver. Oh, nice. So now you get to sit and wait. So they didn't give you correct information, probably. At least they have somewhere to park. Walmart has their yellow jacket people who will check your receipt at the exit. You cannot refuse. They call their cops on you. Do they check everybody? I haven't been in a Walmart in many, many years. Muskogee, Oklahoma did that to a disabled vet. That's crazy. Was having an enjoyable day till I brought up tax season. Go on with your cushy company driver. Well, it's just taxes are coming in, right? You don't have to do them for a couple months, and then you can file an extension and go to October if you want. So October is really tax season. You might be a redneck if the best clothes are from Walmart. Maybe. You bought a Garth Brooks CD at Walmart. I thought he was American, not Chinese. Was the CD made in China? Don't tell me that about Garth Brooks. Your father works for a contractor at a Walmart, D.C., and they found now in the past that slip seating does not and will not work, so they stopped it. Really? They advertise in their ads that the trucks, at least initially, until you get up in the seniority, the trucks are slip seated, including the sleepers. They say it. So maybe they're not doing it right there, but they do talk about that they're slip seat the sleeper trucks. And that's enough for me. Some people might not mind it. I know there's a driver on here that does videos. He's a trainer at Walmart. And he said, oh, it's okay or whatever. But I'm saying no to it. I say no. Just that. So they have to know that they've taken at least part of the trucking industry and they're never going to work for them. So, it's not something I'm going to do. If I got to sleep in that truck, that's my truck. If I'm home, the truck parks. Doug is poor, so do not dig Wally World because they exploit the poorest of the poor. So the Waltons can buy bigger yachts. Right, they get all the money and just exploit poor people. When you go into a place that is set up like that, this is more of a mindset talk, but, when you have the mindset of that you're poor, you're poor. Don't have that kind of mindset and don't go into places that encourage that kind of mindset. You should always be encouraging your mindset to success, not to I'm poor, I don't have any money, I don't have, never that way. Don't ever think like that. What you think is what you become. How about that for personal development right there? Walmart stopped the slip seating there. Well, look, I'm not saying that's not happening. Absolutely possible. They do advertise that they slip seat their trucks. Cam's sweatpants are 6 sizes too big. That's the other part, right? You go to pick something up and we get a view we don't want. You're going to drive, Ivona's going to drive a new Peterbilt tomorrow. Wow, that'd be great. Yeah, send it to me, Mark at truckinganswersnation.com, and let me know if you want that in the gallery. Truckers Coach is YouTube famous. I know. I'm always surprised to see somebody like that come into the show. Somebody who is a YouTube superstar. Ross Perot tried to stop Walmart. Didn't work. H. Ross Perot, right? Super Trucker, are you the only Walmart? You're the only Walmart driver here? Do you slip seat your truck? Oh, you had a midnight appointment. You just thought you could scam in there. Let's put it that way. Not happening, right? You container drivers are something else. Some of them, right? We're all hauling containers out here. Where do they go? Walmart, right? Because it comes in from China. I live in South Florida, about to get your CDL. Wow. Most companies I've talked to say they're out of the hiring area. Yep. Any thoughts about Jim Palmer? Well, I take Melton out of those two. Also, go look at CTL. They hire out of Florida, and I have done a video about them on my website. And the company's doing it better. They have a lot of Florida presence and hire and take students as well. So check them out as well. But Jim Palmer, no, thank you. I know the tax way is taking a page out of the playbook. Yeah, just get that extension and you're good to October. Nothing like slip seating with a crotchless underwear wearing driver. Well, we don't want to know that much about the person we're slip seating with. Jim Palmer and Melton are both crap. Well, Jim Palmer would be the worst of those two. I was given those two. Ivona agrees exactly. Because non-smokers are not driving in a smoker's truck as an example. They shouldn't slip seat trucks. If you're smoking, non-smoking, if you sleep in the truck, no slip seating. Simple. Walmart still slip seats the trucks, truckers coach. Yes, Walmart advertises that they slip seat their sleeper trucks. They do. And the day cabs. But I'm mainly talking about sleeper trucks. And so I'm out. Just for that, I'm out. Simple. I don't care 190. I'm not doing it. I don't need their money. I'm not slip seating with who knows who. For training, and that's what they're thinking about me too. They're who wants to sleep with that guy, a slip seat with that guy, right? For training in first year though, you don't have many options. You don't. Check CTL out in Florida. They do hire in Florida. Just passed a sign to expect snow in Arizona till Wednesday. You must be on 40. Yikes. I'm loving the slip seating, guys. Enjoy it. It's for some people, enjoy it. I'm not doing it. I'm simply not doing it. Period. So just that, I wouldn't even talk to him. Just like that. And there's tons of experienced drivers. You don't have to tolerate it. Once you get experience, you don't have to tolerate slip seating a sleeper truck. You're like, forget it. I'll go somewhere else. You're waiting 4 hours at the rail. I hope you're getting paid for that. How are you going to stop it from smoking? Yeah, Ivona, right. Somebody, I'm non-smoking, and then they smoke. I'll tell you what, if I opened the door and there was smoke, I wouldn't drive it. No way. I could smell it immediately. I would not even tolerate that for 2 seconds. So I wonder what they do about that. Let's see. According to James Hemsley, late on your pickup or drop it at JB Hunt is 35% fee fine on a settlement. Maybe if you're an owner-operator and it's in your contract, right? Is that what you're saying? And I don't know who would agree to that. So you got to read your contract. That wouldn't be a company driver. They're not allowed to fine you out of your paycheck. Oh, fire extinguisher. You could just fill the thing up with that. That'd be awesome. CR England and CRST both hire out of Florida. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Sure, they'll pick you up right out of there. CB, all is going great. Every day is Saturday here. Extensions can occur. A penalty if you have everything needed to file. You get an automatic extension to October. I've done it before. No penalty. The only penalty is if you owed money. Then you would be required to pay the money in April. I'm not a tax expert, okay, but you would be required to pay what you owe in April, even though you don't have to file the form until October. So, but if you get money back, there's no fine for that. Yeah, Ivona has the webpage up, and they still advertise slip seating at Walmart. That's it. It'd say, well, I'd love to talk to you, but I'm not doing it. Walmart finding doesn't work out west, so they stopped it. Maybe that will spread then. They'll find that, oh, you know what? We can't get as many drivers as we'd like to get because a lot of them won't come. Melton fired you the third day of orientation. You cussed out a fellow new hire. Instead of throwing the strap, he threw the hook and came within a foot of your head. Maybe the best thing that happened to you. I don't know. I don't know that much about that place. Day cab gear jammer. Yes, that's who they're talking about. None of us should be forced to drive for a company and be unhappy. You're not, of course. There's many ways carriers out there to settle for what we hate day in and day out. Mark, how long have you been driving? You've been driving 20 years, and this is year 30 for me. So started driving in 1988, so headed to 31. And no one should be forced to drive for a company and be unhappy. You don't have to, of course. With you at 20 years, certainly you could pick up the phone and go somewhere else. Not Walmart, though. But, right. Pure Flatbedder, you hire out of Florida. Who are you talking about, though? So that people can get an idea of what's going on in the Florida area. It is harder to get hired in Florida. Can you move? That's not a bad idea. Maybe you want to move for a job. What if I think of rail transportation, flatbed? Offering 59 cents a mile. That's pretty good. And they have the deal where in school they pay you. In school you start getting paid sooner. In school, I like that. Ivona, exactly. Thomas, alrighty, guys, got to sleep now. Okay, thanks for coming in. Remember 412. Yeah, I'll be working that day, but I will remember that day. Oh, it's somebody who I can't think of their name because I'm horrible. Maybe I shouldn't mention it. Sent me the Prime non-compete. There it is. The wheels are turning. They sent me the copy of the Prime non-compete. I love it. 2 years at Prime, you have to sign a non-compete. You can't work for any company that encroaches, how did it say, encroaches in any way on the lanes, any lanes that Prime operates in. I love it. And otherwise, you'll get in lots of trouble. So 2 year non-compete at Prime. Is that the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard? And it doesn't matter if you quit or get fired. So I love it. I love it. How they get people to come in is beyond me. This kind of non-compete, that needs to end immediately. It's ridiculous. Schneider, you signed a slip seat policy, but have had a lot of time off and haven't had to. Really? So are you slip seating a sleeper? That isn't right. Enough of the Walmart knocking, you container drivers. Look, what people ask about it, and that's my opinion of Walmart. It can be okay. If you want to slip seat and give your phone records and all that, that's okay with me, I guess. Your location has a lot to do with job availability. Yes. You live in the Midwest, you got no problem getting a job. So moving should be a consideration. It could be a consideration in your life. What if you made $30,000 a year more moving somewhere? It's something to consider. There's jobs in Florida too, though. There are. You want to move but can't for at least a year, so you're going to have to put up with, less opportunities. Check CTL. Check these other companies that hire out of down there. When truckers stick together, you can get things done. I totally agree. That's certainly the answer at any company or anywhere, really. Kenworth Rider, it's not a legal document. It isn't. It is, but what it does, it puts in people's mind, because it's mainly for new people. That's who Prime hires, let's be honest. It's not like there's a bunch of experienced drivers calling Prime up to go work over there. So what they're doing is putting in people's mind that they can't look around, they can't go anywhere because, Prime is going to do this to me, or Prime is going to, take action on me. It changes how people think, and it forces people to stay there, and it isn't right. It isn't right to do. Could they enforce it? Probably not. They're generally not held enforceable around the country, but it doesn't matter. It's put in your mind. So someone that's new is going to be thinking about that, and they'll have to stay. They'll stay for those years rather than leaving because they signed this. And Prime might even waive it. Hey, don't forget, you signed this. I don't know if they do that or not, but obviously they make you sign it because now I have a copy of it. So you've been driving since 92, still loving it, although there's sometimes every job has its ups and downs, but there's really no better way to go make money in the United States after just 3 weeks of school and start making great pay and meet a lot of new people. Like in England, you can meet several people at a time riding your own truck. They're right there to meet, so it's awesome. Companies have resorted to lying. They've always been doing that. That hasn't changed. You're quitting JB Hunt to go to Ozark. Not enough money and too much free stuff. Do they like to have you do free work where you volunteer for work? I love it. What are they making you do for nothing? That's if you knuckleheads are crashing the trucks and phone get pulled. I have a driver that worked with us that went to work at Walmart. Okay, and he said they can request your records whenever they want. Normally they don't, but they could. So that's what you agree to. If they request the records, you have to give it to them. I'm out. That stuff, I call other people during the day too. That's worse than a camera. The camera is only at work, but the phone records, who knows who I'm calling during the day? That's none of their business. None of it. So for me, I'm out just for that too. It's my phone. That's my phone. If they want to give me a phone that they call me on, that's one thing, but I decide what happens with my phone. Non-compete should be dismissed in court, especially for such a long contract. I agree. And I think it is. Mostly around the country, they're dismissed. They're not upheld. Especially this, where you can't work anywhere in any of Prime's running lane. That's the whole country. Prime pays $1,500 for tuition reimbursement, but their auto-only restricted license is worth $4,700. Oh, that's pretty good. That's good math for them, yeah. Hey, Chris, what's going on? Thanks for coming in. H2B visa holders go to work at Silicon Valley. No, they're in every industry now. Every industry. Yes, I've owned Prime. There are way better choices than Prime. Way better. Amanda as Ivona says, and got your demerits. Oh, late. Thanks for coming in, though. Walmart 4 million mile drivers don't have to slip seat. Oh, congratulations. There are 4 million mile drivers, custom built trucks. Okay. I don't slip seat either, but, I don't know what to say. You shouldn't have to slip seat if you're a 4 mile driver if you're sleeping in the truck. It's crazy to slip seat a sleeper truck. You heard JB Hunt is a good company to lease onto. I don't know. I don't do much on the owner-operator side. People like Truckers Coach does that kind of thing. So, it talks about more on owner-operator. That's not on my side of it, really. Sierra England is so desperate they're now offering a three-way action. Yeah, no extra charge for that, or no extra pay either. Oh, Pure Flatbedders at P&S. Right, that is a good place. Agree. Walmart makes you sign a consent form giving them permission to pull the phone records. A Trucker's Coach, yes. And that is my problem with it. They say it could be only for an accident, but it can be when they request it. And it's none of their business. That's my phone. They want me to have a phone that they get to look at, they can give me a phone. YouTube Freight is coming soon. Uber Freight is here, so maybe we'll just do freight by video. You've seen a lot of good companies based out of the South, but I can't seem to find any in Southern California. Yeah, that's like a black hole of companies, too. There's just not a lot of freight going down there. It's tough. Is there any way to cheat the medical card and get 2-year compliance without having a CPAP? I don't know, and I certainly wouldn't recommend it, but I don't know how. I wouldn't know how to cheat it either. Because here's the thing. If you cheat that, let's say you cheat it, and this is an example, and you get a 2-year, but you were required to use a CPAP or whatever, and there's an accident. This is always the problem. Some lawyer is going to figure that out, and you've got a huge problem. You would have a huge problem. It's not worth it. Do I miss over the road? There's so many problems. I don't know. I mean, being home is pretty good, so the pay would be much better on the road. That I kind of miss. So, yeah, the pay, but not all the other problems. Should bad reviews online deter you from trying a new company? It depends. I mean, the bigger the company, the more bad reviews it's going to have. Let's be honest. Whenever you have a good experience anywhere, at any store or company, you generally don't write a review. But if you have a bad problem there, you're maybe more likely to Yelp them out on it. So just because they have a lot of bad reviews doesn't necessarily mean anything. That could just be only the people that wrote in. The bigger the company, the more bad reviews. Do research on it. But only take that as part of what you're considering. Is KLLM any good? No. FedEx contractors pay good. Some of them do pay good. But if you work for the contractor, make sure you're W-2. You'd never 1099 it in any way when you're an employee. Big, huge Mike, that's a very good thing. Talk to drivers from the companies. Find a random driver out there from those companies and talk to them and see what do they say. FedEx contractors are all team. I think a lot of them, I have seen some ads, in Indianapolis for solos that do a 250-mile turn, but yes, most of them are team. Your company doesn't slip seat regardless if you're in a day cab? Yeah, so there you go. You don't have to slip seat. That's your truck. Bingo, that's your truck. Saya is hiring 85 to 90 local, 29.55. What city? Because I think Saya changes pay per city, but that's excellent. What's a CPAP? Yeah, it's for sleep apnea. It's a constant pressure, airway, forget what the letters mean. Anyway, it helps you sleep and breathe, while you're sleeping. Sorry for being late. What is CPAP? Yeah, that people are commenting on that. Exactly. It's for sleeping, medical device, wear a mask at night, pushes air in so that you get a good night's sleep. Luis, and demerits for being late, of course. Sai is good, but you need a year. Okay, that's still pretty good pay, $30 an hour. There are decent companies out of South Carolina. Most of them are small. Look, if that's where you got to work and it's a small place, that's not bad, right? All Walmart drivers don't have to slip seat. That's correct. They don't all slip seat. You can get an assigned truck and they put your name on a list. Okay, I shouldn't have to put my name on a list. When I come to work for a place, I should get a truck. If I'm sleeping in it, they go, this is your truck. Bingo. What am I going to take my CB in and out every day and all my other stuff out every day? Come on. It's a machine to help you breathe. Yes. If I lose job because of CPAP, can you sue? I don't know that they can fire you for it. I'm not sure about that. As long as you're in compliance, right, I think you can keep your job. But I'm not 100% on that, right? Will I ever go back over the road? Probably not. I'm too busy doing this. Give us a clue on who you drive for. Oh, yikes. It's just out there in the wilderness. Mark is a union driver. Yeah, I wish. Every driver should be, but I'm not. New York and Massachusetts right now, same rates. See, so East Coast, $30. So $1,200 for just 40 hours. That's pretty good. Do they have cameras at SI? I think they have cameras. Ivona says you can't sue. I don't, if you're, so you can't sue. So can they fire you for the CPAP? Old Dominion is good. They do advertise in Indianapolis. Old Dominion's running, 70,000 plus ads home every day. You need to make sure you stay compliant, says Big Huge Mike. So if you're in compliance, they can't do anything about it, correct? You are doing your medical thing, whatever the compliance is, and the company just, you're good that way. That's how I think it works. I don't use one, so if somebody out here uses one, let's see, reviews. You need to look at consistent complaints or praises. If you see a volume of bad complaints saying the same thing, it could give you insight. Also, if you see all these compliments, they're on the same day. I've noticed this. So they'll have 5 things on one day. Love it. Great place. Go click on the person. It's the sister of the owner, the brother, the mechanic, the secretary. I love it. When they have a bunch of them on one day, they're putting them up there themselves. You like the road because you get to see the country? Yes, from the road. I've got to see the road signs from every national park and every other thing. Oh, here's the exit for Disney World. Here's the Yellowstone exit. Here's everything, right? Oh, here's the exit for everything. You just don't get to see the things. You get to see the exits for the things, unless they're right on the interstate. Like three arrows there on that I love looking at on 80 out there, right? I love it. Let's see. Saya has driver-facing cameras. Okay, so they have cameras. I thought Saya was one of the places with a driver-facing camera. So you're going to have to make a decision. I would ask other drivers there, do they, how hard are they on the cameras? Are they coaching you, as they say, every time you get an incident? They leave you alone about them? It would bother me. Do they have some dispatcher talk to you about how you're not complying with their policies of safety? Southern California, not South Carolina. Okay, right. Southern California, there's just nothing going on out there. It's hard to get freight in and out. You'd pick your nose a lot, Ivona. Yeah, give them something to look at. You like over the road, you can just stick your car in storage and forget about bills. Everybody that's 21, that's within the sound of my voice, as they say, go over the road for 6 years and save your money. Only get a cell phone. And that's it. Don't even have a car. When you come home, just rent a car for a week or whatever and, stay at a motel and save all that money. When you're 26, 27, you could have $100,000, $150,000 saved in cash. It could change your whole life. Now, that was my plan too. I didn't do it, but it is a good idea. Go back 20 minutes. Load brokers don't seem to know not to call this time of the day. Need to. Yeah, I don't know about the brokers side of it. It's mostly company that I deal with and some lease drivers that think they're owner-operators. So otherwise, no. Yeah, look, one exit to all. You get to see every exit when you're on the road. Oh, here's the Mount Rushmore exit, 20 miles. Love it. You delivered to Disney World? I delivered to Disney World years ago. I picked up Mickey Mouse suckers and chocolate candies in Roswell, New Mexico, which I thought was hilarious. And that went to Disney World. They have their own industrial park. Is that where you went to? They have their own industrial park that delivers to Disney World. I didn't actually go in the Disney World. And so I delivered all this stuff, refrigerated, of course. I thought, wow, this is a great load. It was pretty light. And so I thought it was really good. Saya states the first delivery is free. You don't get paid for that one. That's most places, right? First and last is no charge, no extra pay. Problem with e-logs is before the e-logs, you could choose to drive through big cities at night. You're forced to go through them during the day. It depends what time you start, I guess, right? So you're saying you used to be able to cheat your way around and now you can't, is basically what that sentence means. Your company uses a driver-facing camera. You've done pretty messed up things, and the camera gets a good laugh in the office. So your company is more, laid back on it, the way they should be, where they're really looking only for safety-related problems, not, just stuff that happens during the day, and that's how it should be. Let's be honest. Some companies, everything you do one little thing, they're in there, talking to you about it, having some dispatcher. That's the bad side of it. If they're just relaxed about it, and so most of the time it's fine, then then it's fine. It isn't any big problem. Hopefully the camera faces out also to help you as a drive cam. Working for free, no thanks. Right. Let's not do any free work. The less amount of free work, the better it is. We want to get paid as a professional. When you were making trucking money at that age, saving was the last thing to happen. I agree. That was the idea for me. Didn't happen. I do think it's a good idea. Let's admit it's a good idea to do that. You're leaving JB Hunt. The recruiter said you get paid per trailer, but it's loaded trailers. Ah, nice. Ozark, you get overtime, $17.50, but in Memphis, it's good. Day shift, they pay my student loan. So you're getting what you want out of trucking. And if they're having you move trailers for free, forget that. Being paid on the clock, that's the ultimate. Being paid by the hour, then you don't worry about traffic. You're much more relaxed. It's the way to go. Freight rates are falling and continue to fall, $1.97. Yes, but we can't control the freight rates. Drivers, of owner-operators, which I don't talk about much, what about expenses? Drivers never worry about their expenses. Owner-operators can control their expenses. These trucks getting 5.5, 6 miles to the gallon, forget that, right? What if drivers got 8 miles to the gallon in a truck? Freight rates wouldn't be a huge problem, but I have read that the rates are going down quickly. As much as they go up, now they go down. Isn't that the beauty of running your own business? You get to ride the rates, whereas a driver that gets a flat mileage rate, much better, or hourly, I don't care what the rates are. So I think drivers should control their expenses. There's no way Martin will drive for a huge carrier. You're basically nothing but a number. I love that, right? Driver-facing cameras, which I don't like. No, that's just how you feel. I totally agree. But, I don't mind being a number. Let them be a number. I don't care if they know me at work. We just work there. I'm not friends with the dispatch and that. That's somebody you work with. So for me, that's fine. They don't need to know who I am. Is there only one Disney World in the USA? Yeah, Florida, exactly. Disney World is in Florida, sir. Yep. Cheat is an ugly word. You massage the system, right? We need to raise the rates and salary. Yes, rates, though, are market-based, so we can't raise that. But drivers should get more money each year, certainly. You went to Mount Rushmore with your truck and trailer. You did good on it. Did they have truck parking or just park in the RV lot? You've run stop signs where I didn't have my seatbelt on when the camera goes off. How does it know you ran a stop sign? And red light camera goes off and all that, and you get a message 4 days later. We saw that, be careful. So they're still being reasonable about it. How does it know you ran a stop sign? That's kind of scary. Ozark has driver-facing cameras, but it's a schedule. So it's a trade-off. And as long as they're nice about it, you're getting what you want, and so then they have a camera. Only one Disney World. They have Disneyland in California, yes. But World is better because to California wouldn't have been such a good load for me. Were you at the industrial park down there? Is cheating the logbook really a bad thing because it allowed you to make more money? Yes, because you're not getting paid what you should get paid. Absolutely. You get to drive when you want to. That's not how it works. By cheating it, you're reducing your pay and everybody else's pay. The E-log forces the driver to stop and rest when he says energy. Maybe. If you've worked 14 hours, it's time to rest anyway. You get 7.5 to 8. That's pretty good. You should be making good money, even at the low rates that are out. Even at $2, 8 miles to the gallon, you can make money. Don't think like you can't make money. It'd be nice to work in outer space too, but that is not going to happen. If you join the Space Force, it is possible. So join the new Space Force that's coming. We'll have a channel for that up soon. Mega carriers treat their drivers like a slave. Well, there's a lot of unpaid time. Amanda, yeah, that was creative logging. When you'd have more than one log. That was really creative. Freight rates fall in January every year. They'll go back up when the freight picks up. Yeah, maybe. As again, I don't follow the rates 100%. It's fairly easy to be compliant with the CPAP. That's good. The first year you had it, you required 80%, and after that, it requires 70% usage. Okay. So if you can stay compliant, the company then should have nothing further to say about it as long as you're using it in compliance. You can massage the log system, people you work with. The e-log. You can fudge it around a little bit, sometimes a lot bit. Anybody know about KLLM or SRT? Yes, avoid. Park your truck and trailer at your house. You can see Mount Rushmore from your back deck. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Your wingman reads the signs. Really? Okay, so you went to the industrial park down there too. That's pretty good. So the wingman, which is the system in the truck, reads the speed sign, the stop signs and stuff. That's really good. Does it have like a display in the dashboard then? Parked in the rest area in October. Oh, that's great. I never thought you could get a truck in there. Massaging the logbook doesn't make more money. It gets you home more and longer. It can be either way. I don't recommend it. You get more money by running legal. If everybody ran legal, we'd all make more money. At training school, you'll be attending, they have 27-foot trailers. So they're doing, it says Class A, it's legal Class A. You should be trained on the kind of trailer that people run. And Ivona says 48-foot at least. Yes, at least. 27 and these longer ones are totally different. Hey, John Hungry, what's going on? My truck school, we had a 48-footer on the road. That was actually the maximum length then. And so we trained in all that. And then when we went to take the test, we had a 5-speed Ford single axle that was synchronized like a car and a 27 or 26-foot pup, whatever they had then. And that's what we took the test in because they wanted you to make sure, because if you hit a curb, you failed or whatever. So they wanted to make sure you got around the corners. They wanted to make sure you didn't miss a gear so that we had a synchronized truck and all that. So that's how they did it at my truck school, which is probably not a great way to do it. You never accept less than $2. Yeah, you can put a limit on what you make, certainly. 11 miles per gallon. Wow. In a Volvo cab over D13, that is great. That's empty mileage for me. That's really good. What do I know about Heartland Express? Not too much. What are you thinking about with Heartland? Somebody said they paid household goods, but then I think that is not correct. Cheating an electronic log? Say it's not so. It is so. It's so. Hey, Blue Lion, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Zane gets $30 an hour and get paid for every minute you're working plus resets. Bingo. If people have their hazmat and interested, Clean Harbors. Oh, yeah, I've heard of Clean Harbors. Hazmat side pays mileage plus hours for on duty. So you can get paid all your time out there in the industry. You don't have to work at a place like England that has all this sitting time for nothing. Have I ever been to a truck stop dentist? No, what truck stop's got a dentist in it? That's awesome. Was Iowa 80 maybe? I have not, no. Oh, so Ivona, it puts it on the display. That's pretty good. Kids of America would be mad. Yes. Cheating was the thing back in the day. Yep, every day you did it. The Internationals and Freightliners, I believe, have one in the dashboard. Wow, that's a little built-in screen. That is pretty good, boy. And I have an 18 and don't have this stuff. What's going on? Does this mean to massage your e-log? You can work them around and cheat that some. Yeah, Ivone, I guess. I'm already behind the times, and my truck's a year old. All the CPAP has done is ruin your career and your life. Take it off in your sleep, and for longest, it was 1 hour, and after your 11-hour day, get to go home and wear it for 4 hours. It's ridiculous. You know, I don't know whether you need it. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what to say about it. I mean, they prescribe it. The doctor is the one that prescribes it. Maybe you can, I don't know if you're allowed to go to another doctor and force it off. I don't know how it works. I think it hasn't helped the industry. That's certainly true. Big Huge Mike is getting ready to roll out. Thanks for coming in, and we'll see you next Monday. Don't get a life in the industry. Don't get your compliance. You're closer to getting fired. Also shut down for not making money. My neighbor drove for Heartland, said they were one of the better companies. That's good. $250 for a reset on the road. Oh, that's awesome. That's unusual. I mean, that is very good. So they either get you home or give you money. I love it. That's why they get you home. So they get you home so they don't have to pay you. Well, still you get home. So you got it made, right? KLLM was offering $19.50. Yeah, down. You're probably not as great. Although, the day cab there might not be terrible if you're home every day there. Arnold, who's got information on Arnold Transportation? Schneider doesn't pay extra on hazmat. If you pull a hazmat, you should get extra, I think. It's more work. See, you have a license, so they pay you. And so then now you have to go do all this extra stuff to get a hazmat. That should pay more. That's an extra charge. That's like an upcharge. Like when you want the extra, something at wherever, I'm going to supersize it. They're supersizing the load. They should supersize your check. You should get more for hazmat. Massaging means hypocrisy. Yes, you're not really following it. They put a CPAP on anyone. A lot of people do use them. There some places just go by neck size. Simple as that. Your neighbor used to drive for a small trucking company that was leased with JB Hunt, and he went to work for them. What does that tell you? It's not even $20 an hour. Yes, but it's better than the $17.50 that he was saying before. Just seeing if Heartland is a fair company. I've seen multiple ads for them. The more ads, the less good they are. Because if they can't get people, that's what I think. Some places that run tons of ads, like CRSD, they're putting all their money in ads. Are you attending the truck show in Louisville? The shoe? I'm going to be there in shoes. I'm up here in Hebron, so it's a drive. Well, yeah, I'm going to be at the truck show. You should be there too. It's at the end of March. You can go to Mid-America Truck Show and just look it up and get your tickets. And I'll be down there Friday, Saturday at the truck show. So I'll come down and see me. I'll be doing a live show down there and talking to everybody. It's going to be great. So, I was looking, if you need a motel, they're about full. So get it right now, or that's going to be about it for getting a room if you're coming down that way. There is truck parking. It's all in the website. It shows you how to park the truck. They have a shuttle that runs across there. Come on down to Louisville the last weekend of March. They're going to have 70 or 80,000 drivers there. The insurance pays the doctor visit. Machine is $1,500. As a medical device, the insurance should pay for that too. You wish you could watch the live Q&A every Monday? You're welcome to come in. Just quit your job and stay home and watch every Monday. Thanks, Ivona. I really appreciate it. The White Knight is here. Wow. Demerits for that, for sure. Ivona is right on that one. CBS Sunday Morning did a segment on I-80 and introduced the dentist. That's really something. Here's the problem with that. As a company driver, I have dental insurance. So I don't know that the dentist there, would take the insurance. So that'd be an interesting proposition. He would have to take my insurance. That's why I pay for the insurance. So, if he didn't take the insurance, no, I wouldn't use it unless it was some kind of an emergency, that kind of thing. But so I've never used one. People must use it, and I'm sure it's a licensed dentist or whatever. So it's really a good idea on the road. There you have a dentist right there. It's a great idea. I wonder what they charge to see somebody there. Your neighbor has a job at Hart a lot. I quit a few trucking companies. Yeah, that's quit. Find a place you want and stay there. Sometimes companies pay 18 and 19, but have tons of overtime. Well, if you can get incentives to bump that in the 20s, I'd like to see pay in the 20s at least. But again, right, if it works for you, you're home hourly, you're probably home every day. That's worth something. That's worth a lot of money. Schneider doesn't pay extra for hazmat. They should. I drove for them and they didn't pay extra, but said they do. Oh, nice. Oh, we say we do, but we don't give it to you. Just waiting for your doctor at the VA to fill out the a long name form, right? So you can get a DOT physical. Good. What is an MCSA 8-/5870? Yeah, Franz, exactly. I mean, that is the answer, right? I'm giving Ozark a shot. Okay, yeah. See how it goes there. I'm doing rail, so you want hourly to sit at the rail yards. But you should talk to some over the road. Yeah, because they'll send them in to get containers too, and they're not going to be getting paid like you to sit there. Any truck or trailer parking in Louisville? Well, it does get crowded. There's some kind of off lot, which you'll see on the website. They have it all listed. They've got a big map and everything. So there is an off lot there that you can park at, and there's some kind of shuttle. I don't know how many trucks park there. It gets full, of course, and you're going to have to show up early to get a good spot. So if you're in the area, anywhere near in the area, I'd recommend you drive a car there. You have to pay for parking. I don't remember what it was, $10 or something, and get a room if you're going to stay overnight, because it's easier in a car. The truck parking fills up. And I don't know how many spots, but if you're on the other side of the country and can get a load there, and the truck company doesn't mind you sitting the truck for a few days, because once you get in the lot, they don't let you leave until the end of the show because they don't want all this traffic. So keep that in mind as well. 2 cents a mile extra for hazmat doesn't seem worth it. $20 to $40 a week. Well, I mean, that's $2,000 a year, $40 a week. So think about that. That's money. What about CSX? Are they a great company? That's all rails, right? Am I going live in Louisville? I'll be live as much as possible in Louisville. Depends on the music in the background and stuff. You have to be careful about what is in the background of your videos. You can get in trouble for that. So depends what's playing. But yes, I will be live down there both of those days in Louisville. Why does Walmart need your phone records? Why don't the police just issue a warrant? Well, Walmart wants it, so they say, in case of an accident or an incident, and then they can pull your records, and you can only talk 10 minutes at a time, 6 times a day for 1 full hour. So if you were over on that, you'd get a phone violation. I don't know what happens to you exactly. Maybe they make you shop at Target if that happens. I don't know. But either way, that's why they want your phone records, so that they can look at them. But they can get them anytime. They say they can get them anytime. It's just for accidents. But you sign a form that if they ask for them, you have to give it to them. So I'm not in for that. I'm not doing the phone thing for them. It's my phone. What if you're calling a psychiatrist? What if you are taking some kind of cancer treatment, and so you call some oncologist, and they go, oh, we need to fire this person. It's going to cost us a fortune. What if you called HR on the person that's looking at the phone records? That guy's like, well, we're going to fire you. There's all kinds of reasons why you wouldn't want them to have your phone records. It's worse than a camera. When I get out of the truck, the camera doesn't follow me around like a drone. The phone does. They can do your location, everything. Forget it. Okay, Amanda, for diabetes being under control, good. Get that set, right? That killed my dad. So be sure to get that taken care of, and we'll see you on the road, of course. You want to see 80,000 steering wheel holders in your live feed? There were 72,000 and something drivers there last year, so it's going to be a big deal. Does Walmart have a front-facing camera? I don't know. The guy that I have seen, I don't remember his name, right? He's some kind of trainer for Walmart. He's never talked about a camera. Does anyone have an hour pay rate for Clean Harbors? It's a lot. We just had that up here earlier. Your friend is an owner-operator for JB Hunt, and he loves it. They have good load board. Okay, so that's a good way to do it. He has a new Freightliner and says they pay him enough to make all his bills and a good paycheck. Excellent. Excellent. I mean, if they're treating him well in that, slap the JB Hunt on there and go for it. Any way they can discipline you is just a bad deal for you. Exactly. The more the information they get from you, the more they're going to hold it against you. What's the truck show called? The Mid-America Truck Show. Buy 2 phones. People have said that. But you'd need to do that, I think, in advance. You can also get a Google Voice number, which is free. Just look up Google Voice. You can get a number that way. Buying the second phone, you could say you don't have a cell phone. I mean, there's that theory as well. I don't have one. So, although I don't know if they would believe that. But if you had a second phone, you give them that number, and that's the number they would call. I mean, I don't know how they would ever find that out. Because the guy said, oh, if you do that, then you'll be the first person, our best customer. How would they ever know you have another phone? But, here's the thing. Do you want to work for a company that makes you buy a second phone because they want your phone records? That's my problem with it. By doing that, you're just encouraging them to get the phone records. So, and the slip seating thing, you're slip seating the truck, the bed bug truck. Forget it. How much is a good paycheck? It depends. It depends on what you need. Target, Cedar Falls, Iowa, 6 hours to unload 2 pallets. I love it. As long as you got 6 hours of pay, that isn't any problem. And that is the perfect reason why people should get paid hourly, even on the road, because then you wouldn't care sitting there. And your company would have been screaming on the phone to get you out of that place. Now they let you sit there. One of your neighbors drives a Volvo white. Oh, right, during what the late '80s when Volvo changed over, they bought a GMC out. Pretty good, right? Don't use the self checkouts at Walmart. They're there to face jobs. Don't shop at Walmart at all. Melton Truck Lines deceived you. All right. Get a cheap prepaid. Yeah, but you're still encouraging the company to get the phone records. I don't like it. I just don't like the whole policy. I don't like it. Ivone agrees with the two phone. Do you really think a good lawyer won't find the second phone? Yeah, again with the two phone. Much less a police officer. Well, yeah, Ivone, I never really thought about that. I guess in an accident, here's again the accident thing. Well, okay, so a lawyer finds it's not illegal to have two phones. All right, so that wouldn't actually matter. It only matters to the company. I guess you'd then get fired for having the second phone because they'd find out about it because of the accident. But it's not illegal to have two phones. A lot of people have lots of phones. So, But if the company found out, I'm sure they would fire you. Mark, on a somewhat unrelated note, how many sprint car races you get in every year? You couldn't be. I don't even know anything about it. So, yeah. So, sorry, not a big sports things for that. So, what in India, I guess. Can you talk on Bluetooth and drive for Walmart? Yes. And like Ivona says, all drivers are required to use Bluetooth or hands-free. Let's put it that way. And of course, they should use a Blue Parrot headset, as I always say, as the official headset of Trucking Answers Nation. But you'd be required to use that unless you're parked somewhere. You assume Walmart is paying for the phones? They're not. Isn't that great? Use a no-contract phone? You could do that, but you're still encouraging the place. And Ivona has a good point that in an accident, somebody would find that phone. Track phone's the way to go. Look all you want. Make sure you have messages on it. Yes. Then give something interesting. You could. Oh, that'd be interesting to have all those messages on a prepaid phone. Just give them the phone and say, here you go. I've only been driving 1 year, 2 months, and all the recruiters lie. Most of them are lying because, they get paid when you come on. That doesn't mean they're lying 100%, but you always have to be, a little curious about when someone is encouraging you to come in and they don't get paid until you come on. You always have to be wary of what they're saying about it. That's all. They could be telling you the truth. Yeah, Tom cannot believe how many drivers still hold the phone. I see this every single day. Can you buy a headset? Go get like a cheapy headset. I mean, come on, buy something. Say, if you are not making enough, if you've been driving like 20 years and still can't afford a headset, I don't know what to say. But you have to wear a headset. You have to have hands-free. You cannot hold that phone. Bluetooth doesn't change the company policy. Yes. Right. Ivona is on ball with that. One is a work phone. The other is a personal phone. I just think if the company, Walmart, found out you had that second phone in an accident report, they'd probably fire you. I read your last newsletter. Oh, well, Luis, thank you. I appreciate you that. I have a newsletter, by the way. People that don't know, you can sign up at truckinganswersnation.com. It does not come out very often. So don't worry about, oh, Mark's going to spam me with messages. No, that's I don't get a lot of time to write it out. So, and it's not like you're reading, Huck Finn or anything. So, will I still be doing Crap Company of the Week? Well, Crap Company has changed a little bit on Wednesdays to better reflect what legally, to keep us out of legal problems, because doing this is better than fighting in a courtroom. So information will still be going out about companies in a way that is better suited to keep us out of court, but still getting information out. So companies aren't going to get away with things still. They're not getting away with stuff. We're not backing off of that. But just some of the things that are said, after looking into it, just can't be put out there that way. But there's ways to get information out. They know the wages of the top 25% employees, but not the bottom 50, which is all drivers, right? Taking your 30-minute break, James Miller. All right, drive through Lafayette an hour ago on 65 South. Good. Clear all the traffic out for me going down there. We have a truck stop here at the 168 mile marker, and that Meyer at the 172. Oh, I should say that because people were parked there. At the 172 mile marker on I-65 in Indiana, there's a large Meyer, and you can park there. So if you're ever in the area and you need to park, Meyer there allows parking. You can run your truck. They don't bother you. And so you can park there in bad weather, good weather, it doesn't matter. So that's some extra parking. There's probably room for 25, 30 trucks in there. But a lot of people don't come in. So, and the Meier's 24 hours. You get food and bathroom inside. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I totally agree. You went to Milton Truck Lines orientation, and all they did was send you home after a week. Why did they send you home? I think drivers that use the headsets everywhere must average the non-users out. People wear them in the truck stops, too. I guess to say, look, I have a headset. I don't know. Corey, hey, what's going on? Doing good over here? That is a big ticket, and your company also gets an even bigger fine. Yeah, most places like here, they'll fire you. And that's probably most places. You can holding that phone violate immediate termination, right? And and that's probably at most places. Get a headset, especially a Blue Parrot, okay? Does anyone put alcohol in their windshield wash fluid? Huh. Who's done a video about that but me right here, this guy, right? I have a windshield washer fluid video out that's like a year old, but my windshield wash fluid smells like alcohol, when you squirt it, but it works. Is cold no matter how cold it gets. And I use it in the cars too. So there's a video. I have a video for that as well. Snow in Reno and Donner is closed. Well, you get some time off to sit there and sparks, right? And get the slots going. You have 70 in the bank. Wow. And father says you need to go around the country 80 more times before you retire. Huh. What do I think? You want to retire? Well, if 70 grand will last you to retirement, be my guest. Thanks, Luis. I appreciate that. In Salt Lake City, drove through Indiana. Wow, you really making some time. A lot of trucks were turned over due to wind. A lot of trucks here were stuck last week due to cold. You put the windshield washer fluid in your alcohol. That's the way to do it in last week. Holy mackerel. It smells like a hospital when I'm cleaning the windshield off. But doggone it, it works, though. Hey, what's up, Ryan O'Ryan? If it was up to the government, we'd get rid of all the cool trucks. Yes, the government has a new bill coming out, the no cool truck bill. Bacardi works best. I think, no, are you kidding me? Alcohol's way cheaper. Can't put Bacardi in there. Kim says they told you if they caught you with the phone in your hand on the camera, you'd get a warning and then you're fired. Yeah, I mean, companies are serious about it. It's a big fine, and it's a big fine for them. Do not hold your phone. Don't do it. You almost got blown over in Utah, near Vegas. Now you're near Las Vegas, New Mexico, though. I get nervous at 40, 50 miles an hour. Starts to make me a little nervous on the wind. Are you really home every week doing dedicated, or are the recruiters lying? No. A lot of dedicated drivers are home every week. Absolutely. Absolutely. So here they're telling you the truth. They'd be electric driverless trucks. Yeah, those are coming a long time away. Wash fluid is 20% methyl alcohol. Winter blend is like 50%. I've seen that stuff freeze. I don't trust it. My windshield wash fluid is 50% isopropyl, 91% because it's half filled with alcohol and half with Rain-X. That's how I do the winter blend. And it smells like a hospital, and it works every time you use it. Dedicated can be local or over the road. Yes, you can get a regional dedicated. You can be local dedicated. Do I still think there's a long time before self-driving trucks? Yes, decades. Good way to avoid buying a headset, which of course we don't want to do, is get a mount and mount your phone to the dashboard out of your camera and just use speakerphone. Well, you could use speakerphone because it's hands-free. The law says hands-free, doesn't actually say headset, right? So hands-free. But, if you had a good Blue Parrot headset, he said, people are going to be able to hear you better. Putting it on the dash or even the Bluetooth in the truck, which my truck has, and a lot of you have that. The sound, it gets a lot of the background noise. It's very loud for the other person. Get a good headset, Ivona will be dead before they come. Yes. We'll just be reading about that. They're only 25 years off now when I'm 90 years old. You're never again doing over the road, says Walking Journey. You decided to go back to food service, local truck driving, and more money anyway. Yeah, depending on what you do, you can make just as much. I don't do as many hours as I used to also, so I don't make as much as I did on the road. Electric vehicles are having issue with the cold. Well, of course, it's all science. So where's my Tesla owner on here? I think I saw him on here earlier. How's that going at 17 below? It wouldn't be as good, right? So let's, and I give you grief about the Tesla, even though I like them. Electric trucks, this 17 below zero, no range, right? It's science. Can't store the energy as well. Blue Line is home every weekend, guaranteed for your 34-hour reset, and home almost every day. That's awesome, right? So you're guaranteed home. Awesome. Is duct taping your phone to your ear legal? Captain Jack, that's an interesting question. It seems like a facetious question, but it's kind of interesting because it does say hands-free. I guess the question is, how did the phone get on your head? Well, you could tape it on your head when you first start driving. And as long as you could answer it by voice or have it automatically answer, that would be an interesting solution. Taking the duct tape off would be another interesting problem. I don't know. I think it's legal, right? All it says is hands-free. You can't hold the phone. So I'm going to say yes to you. And I want a picture of a phone taped to your head and goes in the gallery on truckinganswersnation.com. The only way that talk to text works is with your Blue Parrot. Yes, it works better with a Blue Parrot because it can't hear you well. And it's still not the 100%. But that's the phone issue. The problem with the food service is you're pushed to your last hour every shift, and it's always in a rush. I don't like these long days. Look, honestly, I guess I'm, been driving for a while and don't want to do 70 hours a week. But a lot of companies do that. I agree. You cannot hold your phone on speakerphone and still be compliant. Ivona, yes. The phone would have to be where you're not holding it. It would have to be mounted somewhere. And it could theoretically, right? What do you think? Go on speaker. You're not touching it. It's hands-free. Not touching me like you did a kid. Not touching. I think it's still compliant, right? No reason it couldn't. You wouldn't be able to hear anything. That speaker would be horrible. Speakerphone inside the truck. Oh my gosh. Al says it's hands-free. Yeah, I think so. Do I know what percentage of truck accidents involved a distracted driver? No, I don't know if they 100% know that. You can touch one button to answer. You can set, at least on my Android phones, there's a way where it can auto answer after the second ring. That's in there. I've seen it on there. So you can have it auto answer. So if it just rang and answered and this thing's taped on your head, you could just answer it. You have an iPhone, so obviously not a phone issue. Oh, right. You don't have a phone, right? You have some kind of Apple thing. So when you trade that in an Android, we could talk, right? Blue Parrot does all right. You got a 450. Oh, nice. Single ear 450, I hope. What's a good place to start with no experience? All companies are on the crap company. That's the problem with starting out somewhere, right? iPhone, no issue. Yeah. Look, iPhones are good if you don't mind technology that's 4 years old. I love it. iPhone, right, exactly. Where does this person live? That'll determine where they're going to go. You're looking forward to 60 hours a week and getting paid by the hour. That can be a nice check. At least you're going to get paid for all of your time instead of 60 hours a week and you get paid for 40 of them. Fran says your phone has auto answer after 3 rings on an Android. Yeah, you can set it to auto answer. So if you tape it on your head, which I think is ridiculous, but I'd sure love to see a picture of it. Is it compliant? Yes. If it'll auto answer and hang up, yeah. Try a smaller company. They work with you. They do, exactly. My Blue Parrot, yeah, because you can talk to the boss, somebody that can actually make a comment about it. Your Blue Parrot is voice activated, right? The 450 is voice activation. You say answer and it answers, right. You don't have to even press the button. You have the phone Velcro to your trainee. That's a good reason. That's a good way to do it. You could have one trainee have the phone, the other one's got the headset. That's why you got all these people in the truck. The Blue Parrot 550 is worth the money. That's the top line phone, right? I'm not even rocking that, right? 350 here. But totally complete voice activation, right? Noise canceling, long battery, everything. Great headset. When Spock calls down from heaven and recommends an Android, I'll think about it. Spock used an Android phone. We all know that. Being a huge Star Trek fan, right? It's the only logical choice you can make. So Rhino has the single ear one. That'd be the one you could use driving. If I was starting over, I would want a company in or close to town. I've said that too. Some people commute or whatever. That's just not for me. These people commute through 3 hours. That's a really long time. That's time out of your life. Go to a place closer, and that all that time you get back is yours. Let's see. Your phone is Bluetooth connected to the audio system. Yeah, I do that too. The phone does connect to the truck, and I'll run podcasts. Oh, right. I just got my microphone in. Oh, I don't have it back here. I have bought a microphone, a professional microphone for podcast, and I will be starting a podcast. So I'll look for that to come up in the next few weeks. I hope to get that out, and I'll be doing a weekly podcast. Isn't that exciting? I think it is. Hopefully you're as excited as me about it. If nobody listens, then well, I don't know what happens. We'll see what happens. Roger Penske, yeah. You've been taking care of business with the boys out. You missed all the bad weather here. Just get a parrot riding shotgun to answer your calls. I like the student idea. Just tape the phone to their head. And then they have to take care of all of it. Do you think work visas are keeping wages low? It's certainly not helping. These people getting an H2B visa coming in on, that is not going to help the wages go up at all. You could pay somebody to hold the phone to your ear for you. You could get somebody to ride with you and then just give them money to hold the phone. Franz, okay, I will. Yeah, I'll let everybody know how that goes. But I ordered a microphone. It just came yesterday. Exciting. Maybe they have to also speak English. As we know, right, Ivona, how many drivers barely speak English? I mean, let's be honest about it. Stand in line behind somebody, right, to get their bills, and she's like, here's this, and he's like, they don't have any idea. It doesn't make any sense. They don't seem to test for that, Bluetooth radio connects to your phone and listen through. It's the greatest thing. I agree. It comes out of the truck speakers. That's why I use the truck Bluetooth. The headset for talking, but the Bluetooth is for podcasts. Oh, Al, you like them too? Good. Well, maybe this will go somewhere. Why did Blue Parrot do away with the double ear? You can't wear it when you're driving, right? You need only a single ear. I thought they still had a 450 dual ear headset, though. But you can't use it when you're driving anyway. Stephen, well, I appreciate that. Tell my wife that. Mostly wrestling podcasts like Chris Jericho. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do any wrestling on it. So not sure, but we'll get something. Ivona, right. You can't wear that when you're driving. So, and these Bluetooth, Blue Parrots are set up for drivers. That's what they do. So you can't really wear it. So it probably didn't sell well. When a company drove never had a problem finding driving jobs, maybe extend your area or look for farms. Oh, that's an interesting idea. YouTube Premium, the download episodes and listen all night long through cell dead spots. That's a good way to watch YouTube. Yes, the podcast will be in some kind of podcast format. I listen to podcasts, so I'll just put it out where everybody else gets their podcasts, and I'll have a link to it and everything. So, and maybe I'll even put it on the website if I can figure out how to do that to it. Is a CB legal to use while driving? Yes. Who's Ivona? Ivona is a moderator here on the channel and doing an excellent job, and I always appreciate them being here. They still do have the dual ear, but you can't wear it. Yeah, so it probably doesn't sell well, right? When you're a driver, the dual ear, you can't use it when you're driving, so no way, right? There are lots of Ford drivers, Eastern Europeans for where you are. Oh, you see Koreans? Yeah, right. Down there. And Chicago also, because I see the Polish flag on the trucks a lot. My wife is Polish, so I've seen the flag. So there's just a lot of them around. So, and it's okay. Look, if people come here legally, I'm all for it. So that's okay with me. Don't think like I'm saying that's horrible. Electric universe theory. I don't know what that might mean. If it has to do with the flat earth, then yay. Hey, the Princess of Dixie Hill. Happy Monday to you. Glad that you are here. SoundCloud, I've seen that on there. I've looked at different podcast things. There's a way to upload it, and then it gets somehow uploaded to all these other different ways, so it'll be out there where everybody can access it, certainly. The best way to do that, where I can get it uploaded, and I wanted to get the microphone first so that it sounded halfway decent, so I got that, and I'm all set. I like the hardy looking air horns. Yeah, you just hit the button and they're underneath the hood. Love it. I don't know about Leonidas. I've only stealing my thunder. Ha! They're on top of it, right? CNBC just said 9 months backlog to order a new truck today. Oh, well, how can that be if they can't find any drivers? Why would there be a backlog if there's a huge shortage? You'd think they'd have trucks sitting around everywhere. We can't have that both ways. There's either tons of drivers or there's a shortage and they don't need extra trucks. They cannot have it both ways. Peterbilt, yes, I'm with you. Right. Search it on YouTube. You're a science man. I would like it. Probably I would. I totally agree. I love science. We're going to make trucking great again right here by getting everybody paid for all of their time. Don't sit around for free, please, people. If for traffic or driver assistance, not advertising the barbecue joint at exit 52, right? K. Wayne is not in for that. Franz, I agree. Thank you very much. Well, you never know. As I say, Ivona, so I don't know. So I try not to be, I try not to be specific about that on the channel of what people are. I never know what people are, but I just have in their name. So I should say that to everybody. If I've ever called you by the wrong sex, right, I'm sorry, because I'm not sure what anybody is. Nobody knows. So, so that's what I say about that. But just because people are, here from somewhere else, like, Eastern Europeans hauling containers or whatever, that doesn't mean anybody's here illegally. So, and I'm all for people coming here legally and working. It's no problem with me. So, you live in Arkansas, an hour and a half from Joplin. That's that's a 3-hour commute round trip. So that's 3 hours. However, if you're home every week, that's 150 hours a year that you spend commuting. That's 4 weeks of time. That's a lot of time. You got to really think about that. You could make me the next Jimmy Hoffa. 2 hours is all I give before I try for detention. Yes. And that's like the longest it should be. I don't know if I want to be the next Jimmy Hoffa because look where he is. Oh, right. We don't know where he is. He's gone. The other day you saw 389 with 359 headlights. That's a kind of common thing. People put the older lights on their trucks, make them look better. Hey, if you got the money and want to do that to your truck, be my guest, right? Do it up the way you want, right? Old school's the only way to go. If you can make money running a gigantic truck, that's fine with me. But then if you get 5 miles to the gallon and you cannot make any money, you then can't complain about it. That's all I'm saying, because it's totally up to you what you buy. And that is where you have the most control, are your own expenses. So control those expenses. Even so, 5 to 8 miles to the gallon, that 3 miles per gallon, look how much difference that is. Franz is 6'6" and 220. Wow, that's 2 meters. We're gonna put you up to over 2 meters. And how many stones is that? I can't figure that out on the top of my head. Yeah, I agree, Leonidas, right? Ivona could be a screen name. It could be, right? That's why I don't know. So I don't know. Good immigrants come here for a better opportunity. Exactly. My long-term friend, 40 years. His parents came here from Romania. Sometimes he listens to the show or whatever. And they came here. So from Romania. And that's great. Worked in steel mills. Great people. You're a broke owner or operator. No one cares. Yeah, we care. We really care. You control your expenses and make some money, right? Make contact with the cattle barn. Yeah, that's an interesting way to do it. I've never really sent people over for the farming idea, but that's not a bad way to do it. It's -5 in Montana. Yikes. You're getting 5 and an 18. Well, look, in the cold weather, right? But that's going to go up in the summertime, hopefully. I will tell you, in that cold weather, I was down to 7.1, and I was really disappointed. So lost almost a mile per gallon. So not bad. Yeah, I've owned it. Exactly. You've got a 379 with old headlights, so you must be rich. Yes, because that extra money you've put into the truck. Do I know a truck with hydrogen boosters? I've heard of these over the years. Over the years, this comes and goes, where you add a tank of a hydrogen producing tank onto your truck, and it injects it into the fuel somehow, and then you magically get either power or fuel mileage. I don't think it works. That's like putting magnets on your fuel lines. I just don't imagine it works, because if it worked, companies would do it from the factory. So if the company, to get better mileage to compete, Freightliner would put it on and say, oh, look, our truck gets even more miles per gallon. So they'd sell more trucks. So do I think it works? No, it doesn't really make any sense of why it would work. It doesn't make any scientific sense of why it works other than, oh, it seems like it works. I don't think so. So do I think it works? No. France, your wife is from Romania. That's awesome. I don't speak it, so I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Whenever I was at his house, even to this day, his parents always speak to me in English because I never really learned any Romanian. So they're both still living. They're in their upper 70s and still wonderful. I love eating their food, but they all talk to me in English. They talk to each other Romanian, and then they speak to me in English. If you want to make good money in trucking, follow the Chrome truckers. Oh, who drive? Yeah, that doesn't mean they're making money. They just might be in debt. Just because you're in debt for 300 grand doesn't mean you're making a lot of money. You're going to get much better 9 in the summer. So yeah, but at 5 below and you're running the truck, holy mackerel, what can you do, right? Your dad is a company driver, car hauler. Nice. That's something I never really got into. Am I drunk? Yes, I'm totally slashed off. 379 is also drunk. Your gravel road is thawing. The lot, right? We're in an unpaved lot, and the gravel areas. They said potholes here. Look out for potholes. I guess all the roads. Instead of fixing the roads, they made an announcement like on Saturday. Oh, it's going to get so warm, all the roads are going to crumble into potholes. How about we fix the roads? Indiana runs a huge surplus every year, and then the roads are all garbage. Get out there and fix the roads. And they showed one guy putting a bunch of that hot tar in. That's going to pop out as soon as it gets cold. It's just for like 3 days. It's a huge waste of money in the winter. Put the road down and fix it. Like the Eastern European food, it can have an effect on you depending what you're eating, right? Because great beer is good and people are crazy. That is the one thing that's true. Indiana is notoriously bad on I-65. I-69 is smooth because nobody takes it yet. So that might be a good way to go if you want to go down that way. Is it bad to job hop? Yes. Go get started at a starter company or whatever if you have to. Then find a good job that you want to keep that meets your needs. Really think about it and stay there for a while. After over 16 years at my company, right, I've been there a long time. And so it turns out to be a really good deal for me because I've been there. You know the whole system. You're more efficient. You can make money just because you know how the place works. Go find get started, then find a place and stay there. Ivona, right. You're like the rest of us out there. You hate running Indiana? Me too, but I don't have a lot of choice. Used to haul cattle out of the dairy barns around Fair Oaks. Oh, nice. I know somebody that hauls milk out of up there. And they advertise all the time. If anybody is in northern Indiana, near Fair Oaks, Indiana, they advertise for milk haulers up there. If you want to do a drop and hook milk haul, they need drivers. They pay $227 a day now, I think. $200, $220 a day, but it's like 10 hours a day. And it's a drop and hook. You don't have to unload the trailer. So pretty good. Memphis roads are so bad it makes Pennsylvania look good. That's something. Oh, Ivona, cattle haul is fun. I never hauled cattle or anything like that. Do I know a good tank or food stuff hauling? Yeah, what about Food Liner? Or Quest Liner? I always thought about Quest Liner too. The hazmat part of Food Liner. Hoffa swims with the fishes. Right, Project. I think they say he's in some kind of, he's in one of the sports stadiums in Philadelphia, right? That's the last I heard about him. Cattle haulers have to make a lot of money if they get paid per foot, right? Per hoof. Yeah, Ivona. Look, if you haul food, cattle, no matter if it's alive or not alive, everybody's got to eat no matter what the economy is. So it should help you through recessions. People still have to eat. Eat beef. The West wasn't one on the salad. It keeps all the cattle haulers in. Cattle haulers are still exempt. They do get some kind of an exemption. Indefinite. Them and bees, right? Livestock, right? Not just cattle, bees, those kind of things, because they don't want you sitting, having the cattle die or overheat or whatever. Per hoof. Yeah, if you got paid per hoof, that's the way to do it, right? You want 10 a hoof. And they have to walk themselves out. Cow trucking was my first and only gig. Okay. Staying busy is not the same as making money. Right. Many drivers work 70, 100 hours, don't make any money. Some drivers, like we saw outside, make 30 bucks an hour, make plenty of money for less hours. Working and money are two different things. Oh, you've seen Bulkmatic? Yeah, they run out here. They have a terminal here somewhere. That's why I pull reefer. Everyone's got to eat, and it turns into a dry van. But no matter what the economy does, 300 million people still have to feed their face every day. The one wants the beast to get loose? No. You're Dutch, born and raised in Amsterdam. That's awesome. And that is the bee's knees for sure. So Dutch and raised in Amsterdam, and you have a Romanian wife, and you're overseas now. So come on, bring all that over here, and let's start making some money. Trucking, certainly. Let's bring it over, put the Romanian sticker on the truck, and let's get it on here. So that's what I say about that. Well, as I rolled a 316 here, I'm going to wrap it up, I guess, for the day. And it's been great being out here and having everybody on as usual. And I want to thank everybody for coming. I don't say this on my videos. Oh, I have a new product that's coming too. It looks like, does anybody have I'm going to say it's like a hemorrhoid cream product. So he wrote to me, wants to introduce this to drivers. So I said, drivers may need this product. So he's going to send me something, or we're going to work it out. Look for a video for that soon. If that's something you have a problem with, I will say that there's going to be a product coming that may be going to help you with that. I don't know. So I thought, what the heck? Who knows? Who knows what people need out there? But it's just going to be really something. So every Crackhound, look, if you've ever ridden on the Crackhound, you know that what I'm doing is telling you the truth about that. The new KWs gel up faster because of smaller injectors. So you should even more likely use the treatment in the truck like that. France, thanks for coming out here from overseas. I appreciate it. And I will keep the shiny side up. You said crack on and got the boss time. That's pretty good. I want to thank you, and I want to thank Ivona for being on here every week and keeping the chat good. We try to keep the chat, basically clean in here. So, and I appreciate Ivona and the moderators doing that. It does mean a lot to me because I can't keep up with all of it. And everybody else that watches every week, I really, really thank you. So, Mark at truckinganswersnation.com. You can always write to me anything you want to write. Truckinganswersnation.com is the website. There's questions to ask on there, phone number, stuff like that. And so that's how it's going to be. I'll say hello to my wife. Yes, when I talk to her later, I will tell her that you said hi. And I'll tell my Romanian friend that you were on here as well. 40 years now. We met in sixth grade. So that is really, really something. House, but I use Power Service. I'm not against House. That's just what I personally use. It's not like they give it to me free or anything, but it's something that I use and has worked. A lot of people use it. Use something. Don't just go and hope it's going to be okay at 17 below zero. North of here it was 20 something below zero. Your truck is not going to run. D, thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody. And I'm headed out of here. So be safe out there this week. There are more videos coming and questions and answers and everything else. And I'll see everybody live here on Monday. So thanks for being here. I will see you. See you on the